And we're live. Hi, everyone. I'm making a dragon. Cole's here. We're going to hang out and shoot the shit. Atlas should be coming. Kyle might be coming later. So right now we're talking about bets because maybe some of you guys have heard about this. Maybe not. Tomorrow, apparently, there's a thing happening. I've heard it like secretly for the last little while. Apparently, it's called the Superb Owl. And
The superb
the
owl.
superb owl, baby. That's I'm telling you know what the funny thing is, Cole, I always laugh at is that people like will lose their mind just when you're like, oh, I don't know what that is. And they're like, how could you not know? And you're like, I don't know. I just don't know. Like when people start talking about politics and I'm just in a pissy mood, I'll just be like, they'll talk about Obama or Trump, and I'm like, sorry, I don't follow foreign politics. They're like, what did you just say? And I'm like,
I mean,
he's
it
like
is foreign politics to you.
he's from South America or something, right? And they're like, what are you talking about right now? And I'm like, I don't know. It's
Why would anybody talk about Obama or Trump to you? You're Canadian. That's weird. Like, I get like
bro.
why I would while we're on doing something like this, but like, do people talk to you in regular real life?
Listen, the audacity that of people actually talking to me, I have a problem with in and of itself, sir. Okay, it's like, hey, don't talk to me. No, I'm absolutely not, absolutely not. That's just rude, you know. But it's one of those things. People, yeah, because like I'm old, right? So I go to like dinner parties and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, you heard the latest politics? There's people dying around the country," and I'm like, "Oh yes, I have. I welcome the death. I think it'll be great for the economy." It's fine. I can be a proper fucking douchebag. There's no. I've been training my whole life for that, Cole. That's it's just coming. I just need the resources to really emulate. I need enough money so I can wear an ascot, a different one every day, like just a nice little like different designs, different materials. Just I feel like that's my aspirations. That's
What are you, Fred from Scooby Doo?
I mean, yeah, but with money instead of driving around the country homeless. Mind you, he's banging those two chicks, and Scooby's definitely the dealer. There's no question there. Right. Or Shaggy. Well, Scooby's another issue, but there was
I'm Scrappy Dappy Doo.
bro. Scrappy was a piece of shit. That's fine. And the fact that they made him a villain in that one movie, I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like,
that's a good movie. Don't you dare talk shit about the Scooby Doo movie.
By the way, so on Thursday, interestingly enough, Victoria and I went and saw. It was so at a theater. Is that a Mario hoodie? Interesting that you would ask, sir. Because it definitely is. Oh yeah. No, I got it from. Well, that fell. I got it from Universal Studios in LA when we went. My wife was kind enough to get the VIP pass, the VIP pass, and it was glorious. Also, yay! How's it going? It's going pretty good, buddy. I fainted yesterday. That was weird. Please talk in Thurston Howell voice on a regular basis. Well, yes, Buffy, I can definitely talk in this voice. It's not a problem. It's
Indubitably.
It's about the riffraff getting ideas. Okay? They need to understand that that's just unacceptable. They need to know their place. You know what I mean? That was a little Sammy Davis Jr. Maybe, I don't know. That was horrible, but still.
The
Yeah,
Candyman can.
What?
Sammy Davis Jr.
No, it never fits.
I don't think that's the Sammy Davis Jr. I was going for, but that's okay. What do you got going on, buddy? Anything good?
You know, the Super Bowl is kind of a big deal with my family.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're from Texas, so we take football kind of serious. So I got family coming over tomorrow, and we're just gonna, you know, we're gonna do the show, but like we're just gonna be chilling and drinking and watch football. You know.
We're doing Generation Dan tomorrow at like noon LA time, 3:00 my time. Then we're cooking, and then Super Bowl, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yes,
We're doing Dan at 3, and then we're doing Hammer and Cheese at 4, right?
Yeah, right after. Like we're right into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Because the game doesn't start till 6. So
yeah. So so John, yesterday, there was a whole series of events. It was a very interesting. Cole, did I tell you about it? No, I told you on Joey's thing, right?
yeah, but there were so many fuck faces on that shit, just like kind of being loud. I couldn't hear nothing.
Bro, it was So yesterday, in the morning, Victoria and I went out. We had some errands to run. It was great. And then I was like, hey, since we're out and about and we have some time, I'm gonna go pick up some mushrooms. And she's like, okay, cool, because I'm experimenting with these, trying to get. I've realized over the last little while in my self-development that in the great words of Taylor Swift, it's me. I'm the problem right here. This is the problem in my life. It comes from this, okay? And that not my face, just me as a person. So I've been using mushrooms to try and like, hey, I need to break through that side of things. And now, interestingly enough, my wife is a dork. She doesn't do drugs or anything. Mushroom experiment. I mean, take that as it is. So in the end, I took mushrooms, and so I was about 3 hours into a 7-gram trip. Most people take like 2 grams.
How long is it supposed to last? How long did it last?
It's supposed to last. Well, it lasted until I fainted, and then I'm gonna need to lie down for a little bit. So if you know anything about mushrooms, what happens is the idea is that you kind of like break down barriers and then reconstruct. That's the whole like it's the idea of like seeing God and kind of thing. It's a whole process, right? Now, some people are like, "Oh, you're all crazy. I gotta try this sometime." I highly recommend it. Very enjoyable. Do it with someone. So I did it with Kyle, because I was like, "Hey, my bigger concern was that if I'm gonna do mushrooms and thing goes sour, like I did yesterday, I want someone there that I'm not gonna like. I can't do it at home with just my wife and not know or not have an expectation of what's gonna happen, because what if I have a bad trip and things go to shit? That would make me feel bad. I don't want to do that to my wife. So sure enough, I'm in the process of this whole business, and she gets frustrated with the situation and then decides to bring that stress into me while I'm 3 hours into a 7-gram trip. Now, that didn't go great. And I'm like, hey, you need to not do that. Can you just relax for a second? She's like, no, I'm fine. And I'm like, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. So what ended up happening is that I kind of had a little whip and just, so I was awake the whole time, but also like, she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But I also feel like it kind of was like, you know, when you hook up like a bunch of wires like onto your brain, like one of those brain scan things, and then from 10 feet away, someone grabs the cord and goes, and just pulls out all the cords all at once. But what they didn't know was it was glued to your skull. That's what happened. So it kind of took me a few hours to kind of, yeah. So it was a weird thing, but I feel a lot better today.
So is that because of the
there's 3.
The mushrooms that you reacted that way, or?
Well, I was mid-trip. So the fact that my brain kind of spiraled because of that, like it wouldn't spiral normally. I'd tell her that she's being ridiculous and to stop fucking around, right? Because I'm like, hey, can you explain to me what's happening right now? Because I'm freaking out. And she's like, I'm fine. And I'm like, no, that's not the issue. Anyways, it got resolved. We discussed it. I explained to her that she's an actor.
Yeah, isn't that funny how you like tell a woman you're freaking out? She's like, I'm fine.
And you're like, number one, you're not. Let's start there. Number two, I'm not just worried about you. I'm worried about me because you're making me freak out, and I don't know what I'm freaking out about. So it's significantly worse. And then hilariously, she's like, my bad. I'm like, listen, you fucking asshole. And I had to explain to her, I'm like, hey, listen, I've been working months at this kind of thing, and you kind of just pulled the plug, and I don't know what the ramifications of that. Now, thankfully, it seems that things have worked out in my favor, which, yeah.
What do you mean you've been working at it for months? I don't understand.
My mental health and this experiment that I'm doing.
So that's why you've been doing mushrooms?
That's why, bro, I'm not doing mushrooms because I'm like, yeah, man, I don't do mushrooms. No, I don't.
That's kind of the vibe I got from him. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know you were working on your mental health.
Oh, well, that's because I'm okay, so everyone understands I'm already much better than most people. Let's start there. So, but I'm aspiring to more. Like, you know how people are like, you should be content with your life. And I'm like, I am not. I believe I can do more. And I think it's interesting. Now, whether I'm right or wrong is what we're trying to figure out, which I
Right.
think is fair. Because like there's always more to life. Now, the question is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Who the fuck knows, right? It's weird that way, but that's why it was I wanted to do it because I wanted to kind of understand the whole universe and how I fall into it. So it's working out really well, and I have I have another 7 grams, which is going to be in a couple weeks. So it's great.
Why
If
do
you
you
buy,
take so much?
why do I take so much?
Yeah.
It doesn't really do as much if I don't.
I think you're supposed to microdose, though. I think that's how you
No, that's
mental health works.
no. So think of it this way, okay? I don't know if you know this, Cole, but when I visited you, maybe I gave off the vibe, maybe I didn't. I'm not a man of moderation. I'm a man of indulgence. I do things at a much more insane level. I'm up to 67 followers on TikTok. Got like 40 of those in the last 2 weeks. I'm uploading a graphic novel I'm making part by part as I finish them. John, can I tell you this? That I have ideas I'd like to talk to you about, sir. And maybe we can collaborate because I'll be honest with you, I'm good at storytelling. And if you're good at drawing, we can always do videos and I can narrate them because I can always do a different voice. I can do many things. It's very possible.
Me and my baby mama were putting together a graphic novel there for a while when we were together.
So there's just so you understand, too, John. I'm sure we've talked about this. Like, if I were to turn this thing around and show you some of the shit that I have, like, I have boxes and boxes of all sorts of nerd shit. I'm like, I love this stuff. I'm also I bought the books. I still have to read. I'm trying to become a dungeon master. Of everywhere. Haha, no. Also becoming a wizard. What about
you're doing Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm trying to learn because I remember I grew up with a family and a soul. So they were like, you don't want Dungeons and Dragons, that's bad for you. And I was like, cool. And now I'm like,
the people I play Dungeons and Dragons with are family. That's the funny part. You're like, that's
how that works.
Can of worms.
Yeah. There's that too, right? So but yeah, so I really like the idea of it. So I'm trying.
I'm the dungeon master of my family.
You're the dungeon
master.
I mean,
of my dragon Dungeons and Dragons shit. I'm not a good one. I'll admit that. But
you're not a good one.
I'm the best one we got. So
see, this is the thing is because I've been talking with my local comic book shop where I get my stuff from, and which is Heroes World in Markham. If anyone's in Toronto, just so you know. Yes, please. I think I get what you're saying. Nerd shit for the win. DM daddy. Exactly, bro. This is the thing is because that's the thing. I'm not about I'm about the story. That's what I love. Like I love the whole process of putting someone in that state, right? Also, too, I would highly recommend dosing people and doing that shit because that'd be awesome.
Have you dungeon mastered yet? Have you actually?
No. I still have to. I have the book, just haven't read up on it, just because I'm fucking.
Can I give you some advice?
Always.
This is the best advice that I learned myself that I can give to any dungeon master. It's don't pull out. I'd never recommend that.
Me neither. It's horrible.
Don't write the story and don't get too attached to your story because you're making a story. You're basically making a template for your players. You know what I mean? And they may go off and fuck off, but you also got to be ready for that as well. You know what I mean? So don't be too attached to railroading your story. If you're doing homebrews, I don't know if you would rather just read the book or do a home. I do mostly homebrews. I pretty much do exclusively homebrews. So just don't get too attached to what you think is in store for the campaign.
That's my understanding too, is that like also too, I have a very broad understanding of many different lores with regards to that, right? So I
Right.
like learning about shit and like finding other stories, like even crazy stuff like Halo and other video games, and like I love that kind of shit and reading into that nerdy
I'm big like
side.
that. I'm big into.
Yeah.
I get into lores like that too.
Yeah, I want to know the story. I want to know the story, right? So the interesting part, at least for me, is usually that because I got the same advice from the guys at the comic shop, but they were like, yeah, you know what? You let people run with it. Don't hold back. Let people, like, the whole idea is you're guiding their experience. So it's up to them. Like some people, you okay, listen, you're being stupid. Like sometimes you do have to cut the tether, right?
Yeah,
But
you gotta.
that's
You
life.
know, if something's dumb, don't be afraid to like. I don't
Put the
know.
guy on it.
Put
Yeah.
one guy or all of them on the brink of death. But at the same time, you know, also if they the another fun thing is if they're doing stupid shit and you give them the consequences
Yeah.
for that and they're winning, just go with it. Just go
Yeah.
with it at that point. If they're winning, they're winning. You know what I mean? Don't force kill them or whatever just because they're not going to plan.
That's the whole point, right? John, I'm just looking your thing up on TikTok. John Stoic Dream Venturer. Jesus. Hold on. I think I found you. 62 followers. Ooh, now you got 63, buddy. I got you. We'll talk though. Let's talk because I even have John, so now that Cole is monetized too, we also have been talking about the whole idea of merch and all that stuff too, right? I do have a couple ideas for shirts.
18.
First generation dad.
That one's gonna,
Bro,
that one's gonna sell, bro.
it's gonna sell, man.
No way it won't sell.
Because you know what?
That's too good and too relatable.
Also, you know there's gonna be some women who all want that shirt, and you're like,
Right.
loser, fucking weirdo. Yeah, bro. That's fair. I get it. Jesus gets it. We're
Can you
all.
turn your shit off, Chris?
I sometimes regret choosing that name. Yeah, monetarily. I would love to design some merch, bro. That's the thing is, I'm good at envisioning stuff, but God blessed me with an imagination and giant sausage fingers. So, like right now, I'm trying to work up my dexterity just with my movement and hand-eye coordination, but my fingers don't want to do things, which is quite frustrating. Quite frustrating. I'll tell you that much. But realistically, it's the idea of like I have ideas and I'm trying to work out how to do them. Like if I want to start drawing in like paint with just like shapes and overlapping stuff. I've got piano fingers. Yeah, I can have like 11 key reach on my hands, but also a finger that covers 3 keys at a time. That's the problem. Giant Mickey Mouse hands. Horrible. Horrible thing. But
I have baby hands.
you do have, bro. There's nothing funnier than when you're like, I got baby hands. Fuck you guys. Like, all right, that's fair.
What's you gonna do?
Well, listen. If anything,
no, it's weird because like I'm 6 foot tall, right? Like that's undeniable. You've met me,
so
like undeniably I'm 6 foot tall, which is weird. I got these tiny feet, I got these tiny hands, and then like my like I don't know what you call it, my waistline, my hip line, whatever you want to call it, lines up with most women. So I'm all torso. That's all. I'm just fucking all chest and nips.
Whose baby? Whose baby? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
I don't know what that was referring to, John.
Dirty Dancing?
But yeah, no, that's his baby's moment. Is that what we're talking about? Maybe that is reality. What time does it start? Oh, he has baby hands. Oh, whose baby? That is actually funny. Sorry, John. My bad. Did not mean to ruin the joke. Top tier joke though. Top tier.
We're just dumb.
Yeah, well, it's Saturday night, people. It's not you know what the funny thing is, Cole? So a while back, guys, I even had whatchamacallit, I got COVID and I was doing hammered and cheese with Cole, and I actually took like 14 grams of mushrooms that day. And that was wild. Because then you can actually watch it. Which I think that was one of the ones with Grayson too, right?
I think that was that episode. Yeah.
It was that episode, right? Yeah, it was pretty funny because I was like out to fucking lunch, that's for sure. And also like half the time I'm going because everything's moving. It was
We
great.
were out to lunch and Grayson was trying to take us out to supper.
Bro, kept on bringing up Paula Dean. I'm like, bro, why is he doing this to us? He's like, I'm just saying. She never said anything. I'm like, oh, great times.
It's like that's not even like news. I was just like 15 years old too. Is the funny part. He was just like, "Oh, dude, I'm like you're 23. Like you weren't even like alive when that happened."
It's not even current news. Like it's just
right.
It's like from so long ago, bro. Just let it go. Oh man. What else are you guys like? Do you guys normally order pizza or whatever for Super Bowl, or how do you guys do it?
We cook. I cook. We make like bacon wrapped jalapeno, but pretty much like everything we made on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
I'll be making kind of all day, making some jalapenos and frying up some cheese and eat some chips and drink and all
that. Are you gonna do that fried cheese again?
Yeah, oh yeah.
The cheddar?
I might. We'll see. My mom's bringing everything for me to cook, so whatever she brings, I'm cooking it. That's what it comes down to. She is like not at all excited about what we're making for the show. I'm like, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good. All right.
Yeah. Because I'm actually doing one tonight.
Are you?
Kind of. So I'm gonna log that as well because we do it like 11 o'clock and then put it in the thing, and then it cooks. So might even do it this.
Oh, you're making a chili?
Yeah, I'm making a chili. It's it's gonna be like a pulled chicken white chili type. I don't know. We'll see.
That's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just gonna cut up bits of like chicken tenderloin and throw it right in there.
I got a bunch of chicken thighs, and I'm doing them in the slow cooker.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's just gonna like go for the night, but I'm kind of trying to figure out the timing of everything because that's always a fucking asshole. But what can you do? Let me see. Oh, that's there. Yeah, this thing's not too bad, but it is a little bit bad. Man.
What are you building?
A dragon. Hold on.
Oh, for like Chinese New Year?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just made fried rice, matter of fact.
That's there. So that's the dragon. It's pretty cool. It's 1,200 pieces. So
go big and show it.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, hold on. There. Good idea, Cole. There you go. Dragon.
There you go. It's kind of badass.
Yeah, it is. So I'm building the bottom part right now. And then hold on. There. So I'm building the bottom kind of whole like stand first, because that's the process. And then from there, we'll see what happens.
Is your wife big into Chinese New Year and all that?
Yeah. It was a big thing. I got a bunch of red pockets and stuff. It was fun.
Oh yeah. I love Chinese New Year. I actually celebrate as much as an American white guy can,
Listen, I'll tell you this much too, is that Chinese New Year
it seems way more fun than real New Year.
That's
I say real New Year.
It's like a month of everyone shut it down. Shut it down. We're all chilling. Ramen for breakfast, 2 eggs, and added some soy sauce. I mean, that's it, right? Okay. You're living the dream, guy.
That's why I got a cigar.
I mean,
cigar. I have Gongzi Fa Chai tattooed on my arm, my forearm.
Gung Hei Fa Choi.
However,
Gung Hei Fa Choi.
I was told it's Gonzi Fa Chai. That's
That-
what I was told.
Whoever told you that wasn't a nice person. Just an FYI.
Well,
Okay.
I
Just
know
an
mostly-
FYI.
I know mostly comedians and shit posters. So
100% not nice people. Let's just start there.
or they just pronounce it wrong.
Bro, this thing is also stupid.
Maybe you're pronouncing it wrong.
Me? Why would I pronounce it wrong? Okay, so I did something.
Maybe you got it wrong. Maybe you're not as smart as you think.
I mean, you could try saying that. That's definitely a thing. Okay, so I got to go back up here. I messed something up. So that goes like that. This.
What if I have Gongzi Fa Chai written on my arm and it's the wrong thing? What if I ask for Gongzi Fa Chai and that's what they wrote?
And that doesn't mean what you think it means. Yeah, that's probably
Because
the case.
that's what I told the tattoo artist.
Yeah.
He was Australian. He didn't know what the fuck. But they got a lot of Chinese in Australia, right?
Yeah, that's true. It is.
Because he knew exactly what the fuck it was when I told him.
Yeah.
Because my tattoo artist, he's literally an Australian immigrant.
All right.
I like to piss him off, call him British though. Like
No, you just call him a criminal. This cigarro.
he's like
Easy IPA. Voodoo Ranger juice for 9. Oh God.
no, it's White Claw.
White Claw. He's drinking White Claw.
Even more craft beer like.
Yeah. That's not a win for everybody, but that's okay. I don't know. We had that.
It's been like a year since I drank White Claw.
Bro, that's because when I came over, I bought you that insane stuff, and that didn't go over well.
Dude, you almost killed me with that shit, dude. I like texted one of my exes with that shit. Like got back in a slight 3-month relationship with her again, by the way. Not my baby
You can't
mom,
blame
a
me for
different
that
girl.
one. You can't blame
You
me
did.
for that.
You gave me like what is it? Like 12% fucking White Claw. Yeah, and then
it was like super White Claw, so it was like 13%, and like a case of 24, which I'm like, yeah, that seems reasonable for a week. And then apparently it wasn't. It was ridiculous.
yeah, I fucking texted my ex, who I did not like that girl at all, and I ended up dating her for another 3 months after that.
I mean, I don't
Again,
think
like we got back together for a short bit.
Sorry, it's not funny. It's kind of funny.
I mean, it's not 100% your fault, but like it opened the door.
It's pretty close. Yeah. Like I'll admit that I'm not innocent, but at the same time, like, well, shenanigans. I don't know. Oh God, that's actually, you know what we're watching. We're watching the show as one does. It's, you know, I feel like I feel like you can make bad decisions once. Don't make the same bad decision over and over again. That's stupid. Like if you're gonna be an addict, be addicted to one thing. Once you break that habit, try something different. Don't go back to the same shit, people. Have some variety in your life.
Yeah, you want treat life like it's a TV show. You don't keep telling the same story over and over again.
I mean, why would you do that to yourself? It's a horrible idea.
Every season's a new season. Every sequel is a new sequel. Have you ever watched a movie and then the sequel comes out and it's just a rehash of the first movie and you're like, this is shit?
Almost every time.
Like what was it? You watch The Hangover and then you watch The Hangover Part 2 and you're just like, it's the same movie.
Like,
except there's that whole trans whore thing, and you're like, okay, that was funny, but
Well, yeah, that was. Did you get tested for that? Hey, man, just shut the fuck up. You're right. Can you imagine going home and having a tattoo on your face? Like,
bro, that's something in my brand though. I
yeah.
don't understand. Last year, Dino, I don't know if you know this about me. I'm bipolar, right?
Yeah.
So last year I had a bit of a manic episode
That'll
where I
happen.
had everything set up to get an orca tattooed on the side of my head. Like I was going through with it. I had the money saved up. I had the artist was good, had drawn it up and everything.
That's
And
a
then I
horrible idea.
came to like for like a week. I had this like ready to go.
An orca on the side of your face.
No, on the side of my head up here.
Oh, yeah, underneath the hair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
like like so if I grew my hair back it would have been fine, but still like that's
See, you think it would have been fine? It wouldn't have been fine. It wouldn't have been fine.
I was
You're
so
like,
close, bro.
it's totally, yeah, I'm good. And
I
you're like,
woke up the day of. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
you know what? Like, that's pretty lucky because a lot of people don't wake up. They're just like, yep, this is my life now. And you're like, oh cool,
Oh, I
bro.
would have totally gotten it. I don't know. It just broke out of that like mindset that day.
It's 100% one of those things where, like, when it happened, like, here's the thing, guys, is I always laugh at the idea of, like, if you are in a situation, it's super important to get yourself out. Just for perspective's sake,
100%.
because it can get really messed up. And when you don't know how messed up it is, it just you start to spiral like I did yesterday, and it is quite an experience.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. So like,
So I believe I just created a foot, and it tilts back and forth.
so
Right?
again,
Go
foot.
back and go
I
here.
could get a dragon tattoo. That's
So
what I should do.
Like, everyone needs a dragon tattoo of some sort. I feel that.
I'll be the boy with the dragon tattoo. That's just a little dark, huh?
That's a little bit.
A little dark.
It's a little dark. I mean, that will happen.
Good set of books. Terrible movie.
Such a good set of books, bro. I read those all three. And you know what the funny thing is? There's like a new one that his estranged ex-wife was like, I have his when he died.
Yeah, I heard there was a new one.
Yeah, but nobody read it. Nobody heard anything about it.
Well, yeah, it was written by somebody else though.
And actually, if you watch the movies, the I guess Swedish version, it's actually a lot better of a movie because they do all three.
I've also heard that too, but I don't watch a lot of foreign movies.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, just and culture, but also it's got Naomi Rapace and
She's so hot, dude.
She is
so
ridiculous. Hot. Hey, but she's not just hot. She's got a look about her where you're going, you look like a bad idea. I want to see.
Yeah, she's got that look in her eye. You're like, this is gonna be. I'm gonna tell the story for the rest of my life.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna possibly lose a finger, maybe an appendage, and I'm okay with it. Let's do this.
You know, those are the type of girls that I go for every time.
Oh, like, that's not surprising at all.
That's I like all like oh. Okay, so
yeah, you're like,
you have a dark past.
We're doing this again, eh?
Right, and you're gonna be my dark past.
Yeah, you're like, well, we're gonna have a thing, right? That's fine. Right. It's always interesting to see how that plays out because people will think, and they're like, oh, I'm normal, and you're like, oh no, you're not. And they're like, I'm just different, and you're like, okay, sure. Have you been to therapy? They're like, no. And you're like, well, maybe that's an idea.
That's me. That's me. Have you been to therapy? No.
And you're like, oh,
I tried going 2 different times. Okay. 2 different as an adult recently in the last like 3 years.
Yeah.
First time was 3 years ago.
All right.
The second time was about a year ago.
All right.
Maybe a little more.
Okay.
The first time, after 10 or so sessions, she ghosted me. She just straight was like, I'm not dealing with this guy.
The therapist.
Like, the therapist ghosted me.
Ghosted you.
And I took that as one of 3 ways.
You beat therapy?
Yeah, I took it as one of three. I had three different reactions to it. I was like, either I'm okay,
Yeah.
and she thinks I'm okay, and I should be able to deal with everything on my own, or she can't handle me, or fuck that bitch.
John, that's a bad idea, but you go get shit faced. I'll message you on TikTok later and we'll talk, sir. You have a great night. And feel free to watch anyway. Just leave this on in the background. You don't have to interact. It's all good.
And yeah, check out. Speaking of which, check us out. Check me get
Tomorrow.
hammered out tomorrow
Oh,
on Hammered
yeah.
and Steve's special episode, special Sunday episode.
I might even get hammered. It's going to be a wild episode. So come check it out. Absolutely. Anyway, continue, sir, please.
So, right. So, I don't know. After that, I was just like, fuck therapy. Therapy's it's a scam, blah, blah, blah. They either try to tell you that they want you to, they try to find a way to keep you going to therapy, or they ghost you. Fuck therapy.
Yeah.
Well, when I started dating that girl again,
Yeah.
when you came to town, that girl, she had me, she was like, you need to get back into therapy, I think it would be good for you. But, yeah, as women do, right?
Every time.
Yeah, so, and then I started going and seeing this therapist. This chick was about my age. Okay, this
Ooh.
therapist.
That's also bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you put that one together.
Yep. Times have changed, bro.
She was so apologetic. She was just one of these types of therapists who was like, oh my God, you've been through so much. Let me gobble on your dick. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, okay.
It's good therapy. Like,
right. It was not therapy.
It's not therapy, but it does heal the soul to a degree.
At some point I was like, am I going to keep paying for these sessions? Because this feels like prostitution on your part, but
there was a Seinfeld episode like that, though.
Was it really?
He had a cleaning lady, and then they started banging, and then she kept paying, and she stopped cleaning. And he's like, "Hey, that's
I need you to keep cleaning my house.
You still got to clean the house. But I want to keep.
I still need a maid.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Like, it's horrible, but also absolutely hilarious. Because that's life. But hey, that's why I always find it. You've been through so much, and you're like, that's just last week.
Right. That's the crazy part about it is because I was paying her not to fuck me, but like to go to therapy. But I was just like, does this even count? Like, as shitty as it sounds, all men have they keep track of the notches in their belt, you know what I mean, in one way or another. And I'm like, does this even count?
No, you got taken advantage of. She kind of abused you.
Yeah, and then I was telling somebody else this, and I didn't even consider it ever until the person told me. A friend of mine, she was like, she does that to probably, if not all of her male therapists. You know that, right? Like, and I was like, I didn't even. Oh shit! You're probably right.
I did not consider that until you said it, and I think you should go get tested, bro.
Yeah, she's like a serial rapist, bro. Like in a way, like she's
bro,
like.
I kind of respect her for switching the script, but also it wasn't good when guys did that. It's not good when you do that.
My brain flashed to. You ever watch Dexter?
I'm currently rewatching it right now.
Okay, so you remember his first kill, like in the flashback, was the nurse?
Yeah.
And she was murdering people.
Yeah.
That's how I kind of feel like about this therapist. I'm like, oh, she's not as bad as murder by no means, but
she's kind of a rapist.
Yeah,
that's.
I'm like, oh shit!
Hey, straight up, that lady is raping people, and on it.
Yeah, because if it was a guy, it would be totally 100% labeled as
rape. If that was a guy, it's done. He would be hung up by his toenails, bro.
Right, he would be on a registry,
minimum registry.
Because of
family would be gone.
Hey, she's kind of pretty. She's gonna do it the rest of her life.
Like a 7 or 5.5.
I don't fuck anything below a 6. Let's put it like that.
So she was definitely a 5.
I put her at 7. I put her at a 7.
How intelligent was she?
I mean, she's a therapist. She's got a.
When I say intelligent, how intelligent was she?
I'm not a big
Like,
titty
was
guy.
she like a doctorate or
I'd say B's, just regular, just normal titties. I'm not a big titty guy.
just so everyone knows?
I don't dislike big titties. Actually, I like big titties. Like B's kind of where I draw the line, but like that's kind of like the end. I don't want anything bigger than that. But like I'm not gonna like you gotta have at least something there. But at the same time, like I could care less about titties. I'm an ass guy.
That's fair.
Through and through. Like honestly.
Hey,
I have a theory on that.
please share with everyone.
I have a theory that there's two types of men, obviously. And this isn't the theory, but the two types of men are ass men and titties men, right? And I think that dudes who prefer titties kind of grew up in privilege, and dudes who like ass like grew up kind of poor.
Yeah, that seems accurate.
I don't know. I've noticed that's just like something I've noticed. Like dudes like titties for the most part are not rich, but just like everything was like there. They had everything that they needed per se.
I may be able to explain that to you.
Go ahead. I would like to hear it.
A lot of the time and throughout history was the idea of voluptuousness was the gauge of the prosperity of a people. So a woman who was voluptuous, right? She could bear children, feed those children with her, titties. Like that's the whole idea behind that, is that it was a sign towards procreation and the progression of your line. So the idea is that someone who has had a good life is like, oh, prosperity is derived from a family unit that's loyal and proves and can feed itself and grow. Ergo, when it comes to the proliferation of a family, you're like, oh, that's a sign that somebody they can provide that side of the equation. As long as I bring home the bacon, she will feed the children. Like that's the idea behind that mentally. Whereas somebody who didn't have a strong family union, their goal was just for survival. So the idea was
they were trucking up them hills.
They were, yeah. The idea was that they were just looking they're looking for to do something as opposed to the long-term proliferation of their line. It's a different, like, obviously it's not necessarily that complex per se, but it is a thing that is
makes sense.
Yeah.
I also really just love butt sex in general, so I think it has more to do with it than anything for me personally.
I mean,
I'm big into it. It's my favorite thing.
Welcome to the real world. That's who, like, someone who's like, yeah, you guys don't realize. Oh yeah, we do. We're just not allowed because if someone is a little uptight.
Right.
No, but that's like, it's that idea behind is like, yeah, there's so much more to a family and prosperity in life that people will derive it for things. Because remember, back in the day, like, it's the whole idea about having a loyal family. Like right now, you have a lot of people who are making poor decisions with regards to the judging people's character and choosing a mate, and then infidelity and all that kind of shit. And you're going, oh yeah, that's a very, very simple equation. Essentially, what you have is people who have zero character are
attacked.
No, it's not that. You have no stock. You weren't raised to be able to establish good character, right? Like that's why it's so important to figure out when people are being shifty and not, right? Because I can't tell when people are lying. I just go, okay, I don't see the purpose in it, right? People are like, oh yeah, I'll lie about anything. You're like, why? You know that's a normal sin, right? So like you can replace that with murder. It counts the same in the end. So
I'm not a big liar. I've never understood it. I have. Everybody lies, but like,
yeah, but that's not what we're. Yeah, obviously.
I'm generally pretty, if not too honest, most days. Like,
no, I am. And people are like, why would you say? Because I'll just look at people and be like, I don't like talking to you. I just walk away. I'm like, I don't think you're a good person. Like I was in LA and I was talking with Mary Kennedy, one of Atlas friends. She's been on Generation Dan a couple times, She's really
Who is
cool. She's Mary Kennedy. She was actually in Shameless too. Like she's like a real actress and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking, and she mentioned she came up here to do some shows, and she didn't reach out, but I'm like, I don't really know her that well. But then I saw her in person, and I was like, oh, if you come back up, we'll hang out and everything will be great. But we were talking about a comedian that's up here in Toronto, and I was like, yeah, I just think he's a bad person. She's like, I think he's just a bad person. I'm like, he's very good at promoting shows and producing shows. Like he's very good at that, but he's not that funny. And
Now, was it the same person that Orchid Camera was saying was a good person?
yeah, yes, it was. That's exactly what it was. And she's like, oh no, he's doing stuff. He's trying to make it happen. I'm like, yeah, no, I think he's a bad person. She's like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, he is. And the funny thing was, Mary was like, yeah, he's just a bad person. Like, he's good at his job. Like, I don't disrespect him, but I'm like, yeah, man, but you're just not a good person. So, no thanks. You know?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love Orchid Cameron to death, but like that woman has zero like. I don't know what you would call it.
She's
Like
running her own race. That's
right,
right. She's running her own race, and that's life. I get it.
She does not pick up on, I don't know, cues.
I think that's a common thing, though. Like a lot of us don't have the ability to. Give me 1 second, honey. There we go. Good. We don't have the ability to pick apart people's characters, right? And that's where it gets really weird. Is that we're like, well, how can you do that? You're like, yeah, you just no one.
You got to get dirty. You got to get in the grime, you know, like
kind of like.
And if you've never been in the grime, you may not know that there is grime in the first place. You know.
Also true. I have that problem. I've had people try and gaslight me, be like, "Oh, this person got hired as a manager." I'm like, "Cool, nice, welcome to the company." And they're like, "Oh, I was just messing with you." I'm like, "Why?" Like, well, did you want that job? I'm like,
that's weird.
Yeah, and they're like, "Didn't you want that?" I'm like, "Be a manager?" I'm like, "No, that sounds horrible." They're like, "Oh, okay," and I'm like, "You're bad at jokes, weirdo." Like, just
that's a weird joke.
People are weird that way, and they're just like, "Ha!" Like,
is that gaslighting or is that just lying? There's a defined difference.
I mean, like, yeah, well, they weren't very smart people, I'll tell you that much. It's one of those things where some people, you just look at them and you're like, oh, you have nothing to offer in life. That's too bad. I thought you were not I thought you were okay, but apparently not. No, you're just. It's funny how that works out, right?
You know what I do hate is when people like throw your past mistakes in your life in your face. Like a big one with like we're talking about is I haven't always made the best decisions in my life. That's obviously how I came to, telling basically my life story on the internet over the years, and everybody laughs at it and ha 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 ha. Yeah. But like now I feel like I'm a very I wouldn't call myself intelligent, but knowledgeable human being because of how much I've learned, basically put myself and been through. And then everybody's like, well, you made that mistake and you made this mistake and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I was younger and dumb. Now I would never fucking do that, you fucking idiot. Like,
it's called I learned something and I moved forward.
Yes. Like you have to like be that. Like people like expect you to be the same person the whole rest of your life. You know?
Oh yeah, and the hilarious part is people are just like, oh, like, bro, if you only met me in high school, you don't know who I am.
Right.
Just an FYI, that was a ridiculous amount of time ago, and life goes on.
Dude, I want to talk about that. I graduated in 2011, which means I've been out of school for 13 years.
I hate you right now.
I know. But like, how much time has passed, man?
Yeah. Like, bro, remember, hey, I graduated high school, number one, a year late. Number two, 1999. That's 25 years ago. Okay, sir? 25. I am old. I'm like dust.
I'm getting there.
Someday you'll get there. I don't know. I
got carded today like twice.
What? For what?
Within like 10 minutes. I went to go pick up cigars.
Yeah.
And then I immediately drove across the street to the liquor store because I go to the Mob House to get the cigars. Hey, bada bing, bada boom. Forget about it. I go there to get cigars, and right across the street is thank you. Come again, get the liquor. Like I go to the liquor store. You know what I mean? Like legit. I want to go get real liquor. I want to get real cigars. I know it's probably a tad bit racist, but whatever.
That's not.
I expect a certain quality for my shit. Okay,
Fair.
and white people don't provide that.
Oh, white people suck at a lot of stuff. Let's be honest.
So, like regular white people, I should say.
Yeah.
The Italians are white, I guess.
Just
But,
let's
they
calm down
both
with that.
carded me. I'm like, I'm gonna be 30 in 2 months, guys. Y'all chill. Like,
Yeah. Also peculiar. There's no question there. That is an odd occurrence, but yeah, I guess so. Weird.
but I've been working out a lot. I'm on week 6 of my exercise routine.
Very
But
nice.
I've lost a considerable bit of weight.
Yeah.
That's
good.
I think that's what it is. Like, I don't have nearly as much of like that belly weight as I did when you were last in town.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. I don't look like some fat, like I've given up on life dad. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean, sir.
That's what they were roasting me yesterday about that shit on Joey's chat, his little panel. They're like, I was talking about me being a dad or whatever, just like how I was raising a kid. And they all like the screen suddenly got big on me. They're like, "Hold on, Cole, you need to like explain something about yourself because you don't look like a dad." I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
I mean, that's fair. I agree with them, but also, yeah, fuck you.
That's why I was like, "What? Too good looking? Like, what does that even mean?"
Very, very, very good looking. I understand. It's a very difficult thing for you guys to deal with. Yeah, that's fine.
What does a dad look like? I don't know.
Well,
probably you because you wear New Balances, but
I mean, I have now multiple pairs of New Balance, so yeah, that's.
You're the only non-dad I know that wears New Balances. By the way,
they're honestly really comfortable.
That's a pretty lame reason to wear them.
Well, I also have Yeezys.
There you go. That's what you need to be wearing. Yeah, I mean, I guess you are a married man in your 40s, so like, it's just the fact that you're not a dad is what throws me.
Yeah, well, it's not for a lack of want, right? It's just hasn't happened. It might be. But let's be honest. If I have a kid now, that's going to be an interesting series of events after that.
You're not going to be able to do all that running around with them like younger dads do. But is that even like necessary? Like I wouldn't call you an older dad if you started right now. 50s is kind of starting to be older dad to me. I think 40s is a perfect. 35 to 45 is like the greatest time to be a dad because you have you figured out at the very least, you know what I mean? So, because where I'm over here, every 2 years, I'm changing my like life opinions on shit, and I'm having to re-explain everything to my kid. And my kid's like, "So what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "I think, like." And then 2 years go by, I was like, he's like, "Didn't you remember when you said?" I was like, "Yeah, I was dumb then. I was like 24. What do you expect from me, man?"
Yeah, that happens too, right? That is a thing. Like the whole idea behind being a dad, I'm like, it's the idea that you get to help somebody move forward with all the like the more knowledge you give your child, the more chance that they'll have at getting even higher than you are, right? Like that's the whole idea.
Right.
If they build on your knowledge. So it's like if you don't have your shit figured out, okay, how am I gonna close that gap, right? Like it's reasonable, it's an understandable thing, but at the same time, fuck, it's tough. I always find it interesting because like I have a buddy who just had his 3rd kid before the pandemic, and like even then he was like, "Bro, we're outnumbered. I don't know what to do." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna suffer. That's basically how that works now. So good luck."
Well, I'm sure I'm done. Like, I don't know if I want it. I definitely don't want it anymore.
Well, the thing with this way is if you got into a relationship that was healthy, okay,
This is not my vibe.
Which is definitely not understood. That is very clear, sir. I understand. But what I'm saying is the idea being that you would want that family to flourish, knowing full well that, like, hey, this is a real relationship, right? That would be a good thing. Whereas, if that doesn't come around, then you're just going to be banging whores, which also is a thing. But then you can also explain to your son how important it is to make a decision on the right thing. Because listen, the way things are right now, there's a very good chance that his generation will be okay. Right?
Why do you say that? On what?
Oh,
just you mean that
the cycle of life. So think about it this way: it's that idea behind, tough men provide easy times provide weak men provide hard times, and then hard times make harder men.
Right? Are you saying that we're in the hard time right now?
We're in a hard time right now and surrounded by weak people. And that's, hey, men, women, children, all weak.
I can agree with that, yeah.
So it's the idea that the next step, here, hold on, let me go big screen so you guys can see, is now we have...
And we putting that together fast, bro.
I'm trying. So that was bag number 5. Now I'm going on to bag number 6. So I'm just kind of working through it while we're talking, which I am very much enjoying, sir. This is a very fun experience.
Did I ever send you the Legos that Margot?
Yeah, no, I have them right behind me. I just haven't been making Legos since.
Right, I knew that. I couldn't remember if I sent them to you or not.
Yeah, no. I brought them. Remember when I came down with Orchid? Bro,
I don't have the memory that I used to have. Let's put it like that.
Well, there was a traumatic situation. Let's be honest.
I don't think that was traumatic. Like, it's just.
It was, well, it was traumatic for me. I'll tell you that.
I think, yeah, that's probably something you should talk to a therapist about.
She kept on getting mad at me. She's like, "Why are you talking so loud?" I'm like, "I'm just talking."
She is one of those types of people. She said that to me a couple times too.
She's like, "Why are you so loud?" And I'm like, "Why are you so quiet?"
My ex was like that though. I knew how to check myself with Orchid because Orchid's very similar to my ex in a lot of ways. My baby mama, because my baby mama is just like everything triggers her, like, and I'm just a naturally not charismatic, but like just like rambunctious person, so like everything I go for the jugular with any joke, and I be loud, and everything's exciting, and I'm excitable, so like a lot I had to learn with my baby mama that, like, okay, so I gotta just being loud and happy scares her, you know what I mean? So like,
how dare you be loud and happy in my presence? You're like,
oh no, it wasn't like that. It was just like I would be like, even just like, the normal sports guy who's just like, yeah, my team's winning or whatever, or, fuck, my team is losing. I'm like that with everything, not just sports. And she'd be stunned. She would be like, legitimately like, I can't function. I don't know. Some people are like that. So
I call them wrong. Give me 1 second. Let me go.
I agree, but
that's fair.
Anybody watching? Where is Atlas? Atlas Novak. Oh, shit.
Bro. Sorry, I forgot to take my pills.
Oh, you are old shit.
It's not just that. So like this last time of doctor's tests and everything. So because I'm going to the doctor every like 3 months or so, right?
Right.
So this last time, yeah, free healthcare, baby. It's great. So this past 3 months, what happened was they're like, this is the third test that I've had where they're like, these numbers, technically you don't have diabetes. And I'm like,
that's good.
Right. So, but I am taking pills. So it's like, so we're gonna decrease the dosage and see what happens. So we decrease the dosage,
And see if it goes back up.
and it didn't go back up. It's
Good, good.
it's right in the right place. So I'm like,
Oh yeah, bro.
okay. So it's like, so now I've decreased 3 times, and this one, if in 3 months it's still showing that we're going to take me off diabetes meds, and then wait 3 months and see what happens. So
That's just legitimately scary. So I'm glad. I'm very happy for you, man.
you know what, man, I appreciate that, and I'm happy for myself too, because it's something that, like, in my mind, I think one of the big triggers with this whole life happening situation and everything was the idea that, like, if something were to happen, can I afford to go looking for pills? Can I protect my family and be worried about my medication?
Right.
That is unrealistic, and if anything, foolhardy of me. So I was like this whole idea where it's like, hey, I'm actually fixing my health. And especially then after losing my brother, because he didn't do fuck all for his health. You know,
That's sad because he was pretty young too, huh?
dude, he was 40. He was a month away from being 47.
Yeah, that's how old my mom is. My mom, she'll be 48 in April.
So, sorry, not 47, 45. 45, not 47.
45. Gosh,
Even worse, yeah. And I never got to show off how thin I was. Kind of sucks. But what are you gonna do?
He's just like, I'm mad he died because I couldn't rub it in his face.
That's right. That's exactly it.
That's brotherhood right there.
That. Hey, well, that's the thing is, I even told my siblings, I'm like, hey, man, you guys lost your brother. I lost my tormentor. We're not having the same experience here. Okay. And they were just like, oh. And I'm like, yeah. So let's calm down and go.
And most people are like, isn't it a good thing your tormentor died? And you're like, as an alpha male, no.
I wanted to torment him. That's how that works. But I'm a better person. I could have tormented him many years. I chose not to because I'm the bigger person. And then he had the audacity to kick it, and I'm like, you bitch.
Only posers die.
That's right. That's how bitches function.
I don't mean to cut you short on a sad note, but my kid's calling. I'll be right back.
Go. I'm just gonna keep on building Lego, baby.
Gotcha. I'll be right back on.
In the meantime, I'll talk in this voice because it's spectacular, everybody. That's how we do things here at Dino the Gen and Marvel. We're talking about life-changing things and how the world turns. Sometimes it's amazing. Sometimes, who knows? But hey. So far, I do have the feet of the dragon, and now I'm building some other part of the dragon, which is always exciting because it's a dragon. Oh, let's see here. Let me see. Atlas was gonna come, but I don't think he is anymore. I'll tell him we're live. Come whenever. Whenever. There, perfect. Very exciting. Very exciting. I'm enjoying this dragon. I'm actually enjoying the idea of getting back to Lego. That's really what my enjoyment is focused on right now, because it's stupendous and enjoyable. There. Right. There and there. I'm probably going to have to build multiples of these, but let's see what happens anyway. So I am on page 141. So I'm making good time. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. There. Definitely in the right place. Huh. Magic. there, and it's funny. Some of these things look like they're the wrong colors, but they might just be the light. There, and that's interesting. So we have one of these. Just myself. One of these. Let me go the dark ones. Interesting. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type it in. I'm happy to deal with them. And these two. Yeah, I just started rewatching Dexter. I think I originally had gotten through like 2 or 3 of those things. Hey, it's Kyle. Hey, what's happening, Kyle?
Hey, is nobody else here?
No, Cole was here, and then his son was screaming in the background, so he's like, I gotta go deal with my son. I'm like, cool, have fun. So
There will be one less child in the world.
And then Atlas is at his local card game tournament and should be showing up later. But how was work, sir?
So card game as in like Pokemon or like a real card game?
Vanguard. So is like Pokemon adjacent, I believe, but comparable.
But like, I don't know. That's like sounds sad to me. Anyways, because I'm judgmental and because I don't care not to be online. So work was
Dragonific.
Yeah. No, it wasn't even that. I didn't do that at all.
Aw. Pourquoi? They didn't have you were not Dragon Man today. That's all. I don't.
No, okay. Yesterday.
Yeah.
Well, I found out my schedule for the week changed, so I'm like, I could fit another day.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'll do Dragon, and then like Ollie called me separately, and
wanted something else.
Wanted me to. This was it. Go in, drive a U-Haul, pick up a box at her house with me and a couple of other guys, bring it back, and then maybe go to like Markham for a Dragon. I get there, immediately get put to work, and I was like, I don't want to do hard labor because like I have a big week and I'm hungover a bit. Like I'm not really like my hangovers aren't like headache. I never really got a headache. I just feel like shit, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like hungover because I literally like spilled out of the cab last night and like
that's
dude, you've heard, oh my god. Okay, so I wasn't like sick, but I did feel dizzy. Like I didn't feel like throwing up, but it wasn't.
Yeah, you didn't feel good.
No, but like, and you've driven down Toronto streets, right? Like, holy fuck, it was like bumpy as shit, and I'm like trying to close my eyes because I'm tired, but that just makes me more dizzy. So I have to actually like physically keep them open. And
yeah,
this is me being a fucking wasteoid. But no, I get there, immediately get put into work by, well, your favorite person. And then
sounds right.
Like the show, this one's opening today. Mount Square.
Okay.
Holy shit, was there not things done? And then like half an hour to an hour later, like now we're filling the truck with shit. And I'm like, this wasn't part of the deal. And then I take the truck that's now full of shit for like the shit's just going for a ride at this point. Get there, this box, okay, it's like a crate. And it says on it 142 kilo. And there's me and TJ. So, okay, TJ not as strong as I.
I think that's a fair assessment. Okay, yeah.
I know, but like these guys work out and shit, and it's just like I used to work out, but like I'm lifting it and he cannot. But I'm like I did strongman shit too, so there's practical capabilities, practical applications.
Also true.
Lifting awkward shit.
142.
313 pounds.
Yeah. Like, how big?
Big enough.
Like 4x4 by 4?
No, like
Did it have handles?
no, it was a square box. Oh
Hmm.
no, it was a rectangle box. It was like 6 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. Like it was like a rectangle and then like 6 feet long probably.
Fair enough.
But like like 2 feet by 2 feet, like the end. But like I would crouch down, but he couldn't lift it with his legs. Like I would lift and then he could. So we more or less, but it's on like those. It's on its own skid. Just it has legs, but it's like fake legs, like you know what I mean, like sled.
Yeah.
So we slide it down the driveway.
Yeah.
Which was as taxing as it was. And then I lift half of it because I'm the one who can lift it. I lift half of it onto the truck, and then we both tag team the other side to like turn it onto the truck. Yeah, no, man. It was, and they're like, get back as quick as possible. And the thing, I'm like, dude, it took us like a half an hour to get it on the truck, just like, because there was only 2 people, and that was insufficient. But I am one of the people, so we got it done.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, anyways, that's You needed someone like me.
Well, I needed a better second or a third.
Or a third. That third would work. Yeah, that's true.
And then, but like then we get back, and it's just like, but the thing, all the shit we threw on the truck was like shit that was just like extra stuff, and like we're trying to clean up the site. Like I was there for hours, and it wasn't supposed to be any like manual. I'm moving fucking sandbags. I'm driving a forklift that doesn't have a fucking horn through 1,000 people. Like there is this little arch, all right?
Yeah.
It's enough to walk through like 3 people, maybe. I'm driving through it with the forklift, which was already scheduled, and some asshole tried to like squeeze through with his girl. I'm like, you will die. Are you fucking stupid?
Yeah, that's it. You're stupid.
Yeah, like anyway, I'm not allowed to. And then we had some little fucking idiot site manager that like, oh, you have to tell me whenever there's a car and there has to be 4 ways and all this. And all he did was like power trip the whole time and like slow everything down.
And you know what? Like they'll call the cops and get you charged, and you're like, what? How about you just help and get these people out of the way? And they're like, no, that's not what we do. And you're just like, okay, thanks for nothing. They're like, you're right. Great, cool.
But then like none of the like the light dudes failed yet again. So, and Cool really dropped the ball. I expected to eat here, and I wouldn't be the only one to talk to.
Sorry. Yeah. Well, hopefully he comes back soon. That's one of those things. Children will do that. All right.
So it's just like, So it was. I was talking to Ollie. I'm like, things need to change, and she's like, I know.
Well, hey. If you
want to talk to me about it, feel free. But
yeah, there's that too, right? Like ultimately, it's her show. You can't really, And I like Ollie. I think Ollie was awesome. She's a super cool person.
Ollie is awesome. She needs proper help.
Mm-hmm. I think it's important to be surrounded by people that want to see you succeed, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
In general, right?
But I don't think it's that. I think they want to, but like, I don't think they're capable.
That does happen.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, and I don't think that's like a faulted thing. I think it's just, hey, man, like sometimes that just happens. Like it's.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer that Everybody needs to be fired at least once.
Oh yeah. Well, I like see that's the thing is growing up.
And people need to walk off the job at least once.
Mhm.
And like it should go both ways.
For your own self-respect,
Oh yeah.
right? That's like I think that's a good idea. Like it's a valid perspective to have where you're like, hey man, like I need to take care of my own mental health in certain situations too, right? Like because like some people will just take advantage as long as they can, and you're like, all right, well, sure.
Like my problem is shit's hitting the fan, and I'm just like walking around. Like there's only so much I can do,
Yeah.
and like some I'm not willing to. Just
Well,
she at least apologized at the end of the day of like how I got screwed, but
well, that's nice.
yeah.
Mhm. It's better than nothing.
Well, no, but like I was in there, I was trying to make her feel better,
Yeah.
like help her mental health. She's like,
Oh, you mean Ollie was the one who said that?
yeah.
Oh, she should not have to apologize. It should be other people who are responsible that should apologize, right?
No, but she apologized to me because she brought me under all these false pretenses.
But that's not on her, though, right?
Well, it kind
Kind
was.
of. Well,
Like it wasn't her plan. But it happened.
yeah.
And
Well,
then she was happy that I helped.
you are
Like
very
I
helpful.
stayed to help. And
Yeah.
but like, yeah, it was a sign. Like, oh my god. And like, there's like so many other things I'm just not even gonna say. But like,
Yeah. I can understand that. It's weird, and you know what? When that kind of stuff happens, it's always something where you're just like, "Fuck's sakes!" Like, I don't. So it's aggravating, right? Mm,
no, but then like, we got to load stuff onto her trailer, and I look over at her car, and there's a fucking like. I'm like, Ollie, you're about to get a ticket. So then she had to move the car. So now we don't have the trailer because it's nowhere near us. And it's just like, fuck me. Like,
that's cool. What's up, Cole? Kyle's here.
Kyle! What's up, Kyle?
Hey, Cole.
What's up, Kyle?
What? I
you're
did.
drinking the manliest of drinks, White Claw.
Right.
What's
The
that?
manliest.
Limon. Limon, if you can get it out of the glass. This one tastes like Sprite, bro.
What? Sorry?
Is it the lemon White Claw tastes like Sprite?
Oh, fuck. I might
What?
try that.
That's not bad.
Have you ever watched Cobra Kai?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Did you see? And he's like, White Claw, that sounds badass. And he's like, what is this melon flavored shit?
I didn't see that part. I didn't see that
No,
one.
it's when they're in the club, like maybe it's when they go to see the band.
I don't know. I think I only saw the first season. I didn't get it. I
fuck,
kind of
dude.
canceled my Netflix subscription after that because Netflix sucks.
Yeah.
They keep jacking up the prices. Like y'all don't got nothing that
Bro.
good. Like if I'm honest.
Hey, Prime just added. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna start showing commercials unless you pay an extra $3 a month." And it's like,
Everybody's doing that.
bro, I
It's
have
just cable
Prime.
now.
Yeah, it's just cable. You're like, okay, so well then, fuck you guys. How about that?
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm never gonna pay for this subscription, or the upper subscription or whatever. Where it would I'm not gonna do that because then that's just gonna concede to the old style that y'all. The reason we all switched from cable to streaming is to get away from ads, and then y'all gonna give us fuck y'all. Fuck
Hey, you
y'all.
want to hear something really crazy? So up here, Kyle knows this. So we have the two big cable providers are Rogers and Bell. Okay.
Didn't y'all give
And-
us Comcast? Fuck you, Canadians.
Oh no. So the whole thing is that it has to be 30% Canadian stuff.
Ew.
Yeah.
No offense, but ew.
Yeah. So that's what stopped them. But streaming services don't fall into those same lines, so they can do whatever they want. Now, that being said,
Hey, we brought
was
your Shit's Creek, motherfucker. Anyways,
yeah, exactly. You're welcome.
Schitt's Creek was good. That was a
Yeah.
good show. Is that Canadian?
That is all Canadian.
That is
I didn't know that.
100%. That was like 150% Canadian. Like
That
it's
is-
more.
a remarkably hilarious ass show.
Yeah.
In that, like, not the family, the Rose family, I guess,
Yeah.
but like all the people that they come in contact with, I know those people. Like, not those specific people, but I know people.
Yeah.
Like, I've ran into those kinds of people. So the fact that they're Canadian is hilarious to me, because I'm like, no, that's just the South. Like,
It's a little bit. But that's the thing, is like when you leave Toronto or like any other big city, you're like, things get just country. It's just
Yeah.
Really?
it's a very
didn't know
different
that.
thing. Yeah.
I
no,
guess y'all have a lot of rural land. I guess that makes sense.
we have like the
have a
most
lot of
rural
land.
land. The only people who have more rural land than us is Russia.
Yeah.
And that's
I
like
could see that, too.
uninhabitable, right? So, but yeah, no, it's one of those things where what the fuck were we
Isn't it
talking
like
about?
99% of the population lives like
On the south end of Canada,
like
right?
the south
Of
south-
Ontario? Like it's just like, literally southern
no, but
Ontario.
like of the country, even like
Yeah, it's the like the bottom, like the like 2% at the bottom is where 90% of our population
like
is.
we live like we straddle the border. Like
Is it because it's too cold, or is it just
It's just nothing.
yeah,
garbage up there? Oh,
There's
gotcha.
also the railroad is
Yeah.
It's got a lot of oil, right? Or am I wrong on that?
no, that's true.
There's a lot of oil in Canada.
Yeah.
Why haven't we given y'all some
yeah.
freedom yet?
What?
I'm sure it's coming.
If y'all got so much oil, why haven't we given y'all freedom yet?
It's coming, man. Take
That's a
some time.
good question.
It's definitely it's
I
coming soon.
mean, there any politician seeing this stream right now are just getting light bulbs above their head.
Oh, 100%.
No,
Yeah.
fuck Americans have said that before. Fucking Fox,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the
It's not
shit
like
show that would be?
Tucker Carlson. Like,
Speaking of Tucker Carlson, he's all up in the
No.
news right now. Can you believe what he did? And I'm for it. Like, I'm all about like uncensored. Let's get everybody's opinion, everybody's point of view, everybody's perspective.
Yeah.
But holy shit, is he gonna even be able to like come back to the U.S. right now?
Hey, right now they're like, oh, there's word of him not being allowed back into the country, which I'm like, are you guys insane?
what
Like,
did it do? I don't even know.
Yeah, all he did was he
went and
interviewed
interviewed Putin.
Oh,
like face-to-face interview.
I'm surprised he got that.
Oh, hey,
Putin
they
was
were
all
like
for it. He was all about it.
ecstatic to give it to him.
Uh,
Oh yeah,
well,
Like-
yeah, pro-Trump and all that shit.
it's just easy money for them. You see?
Who's gonna get stuck with Carl Tucker then?
That's the weird part about it all, is like he's been doing, and apparently he still has an interview with some other dude.
Probably Snowden, I imagine.
No. It was somebody else. I think it was Assange, because he interviewed
Really?
Julian Assange as well.
Kim Jong Un.
No,
Something
he has
like
it. Somebody else said that, was like, this gives off mad interview vibes, and I'm like, that it does. That's for sure.
The interview was a crazy movie. Can you believe that movie happened just because like South Korea or North Korea was like pissed the fuck off about his existence in the first place before it was even released, and then they pulled. I think it was Sony. Sony pulled it from like
Yeah, a bunch of
I guess the release of any theaters and all that, and that's what actually led to the Sony was it leaks? There's a bunch of hackers. I want to say they were Korean hackers that released all that information,
Yeah.
which it turned out to be a bunch of bullshit anyway. There was nothing that interesting in the first. All we got was a bunch of like, oh, they might do this movie, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was dumb. It wasn't anything good in there, but yeah. Then they did. Then Netflix was like, we'll do it.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. That's the best part about that, is like, oh, we're not gonna show the theater. And Netflix is like, watch this. That's when
Right.
Netflix was still cool.
Yeah, like that was back in the day when Netflix was still killing Blockbuster. You know what I mean? When Blockbuster was still kind of a thing.
This is
Oh.
the problem, right? This is the problem. The streaming network, okay. Netflix was a one-stop shop, and now they're all divvied up. And the problem with this is now there's multiple, and they're all bidding on the same fucking shows.
Right.
So they're all bidding on like fuck. Well, what did it cost? $500 billion or some shit. Like, what is it for? Like their fucking Lord of the Rings bullshit, the worst show ever. And
Yeah.
And they're paying. So now they're all divided. So all that money is now oh, where are we going to get that money from? Now we have to crank up the price for the stream for all the consumers,
Right.
and then we're only going to pay so much. So now they start adding commercials. Like it's just like they've just gotten the same. But the thing is, it's all them bidding against each other. That's costing them. Like I didn't say I wanted to watch Friends for $8 more a month. You know, like it's fucking
Right. That's the other thing is like that. Why are we paying so much to watch reruns of shit we've already binged? Yeah, I mean, we
that's-
all binged that shit during COVID.
It's called a mental health pandemic. And I'm not joking. So the whole idea that you watch reruns because you know the outcome, so it gives you the high of you're going to be happy after this episode.
that's all I do.
Yeah, it's actually a whole thing. It's why we watch reruns. It's the same reason why people used to look at picture albums and watch home movies is because they remember, they get those emotions feedback. We just do it because our lives suck, so we watch other people's lives.
Why the fuck do I keep rewatching Breaking Bad? Because that shit is so depressing.
You're
Yeah, I know,
trying to be
right?
inspired.
It's just really good. Right?
It's good as show, dude.
That's
The
fair
fact-
too.
The fact that Jesse Pinkman was Aaron Paul didn't become like a big time movie star after that show just escapes me because who's the other guy who played Walter White? I can't remember his name right now.
Cranston.
Brian Cranston. He blew up obviously, and he always was a brilliant actor.
Yeah.
He was in Small Parts and like Seinfeld, and then obviously he did Malcolm in the Middle.
Cool.
But
I still remember him sitting in the kitchen asking his wife to shave his back. And like that is my biggest
Remember
like, bro, that
Was
guy's
that-
wild.
I had to been what? So the show came out in 2008. I was 14 when Breaking Bad came out. Somebody was telling me about the premise of the show. I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. And then I saw who was in it. And I was like, they got the dad from Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not watching this show. I did not watch Breaking Bad until like the final season was airing. I was like, what kind of trash is this? And then I started watching. I was like, God damn, this is.
I was
good.
pretty much the same boat when I watched it, but it had nothing to do with him. I just didn't.
Yeah.
I
You
watched
don't.
it
You're
at
just
the
like,
same time.
okay.
Well, it was also a weird. That was a weird time because it was shortly after Sopranos, so we were still kind of new to the whole bad guy, good guy thing. You know, the bad guy is the protagonist. You know, so
It is a wild concept when you think about it, right? Like this has been the change of like a huge amount of you're like, oh, now we look for the anti-hero. And to be clear, Skylar is the worst person.
oh
ever.
my god,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Tom, I hope your
also-
dick falls off.
We all
Ted,
hate her.
whatever.
Everybody who watches the show hates her, but like she
Yeah,
was the most reasonable character if you really think about it. Like
no, but
she's the most human, if I think.
Yeah,
The most
she
normal.
was unreasonable because she was a shit wife and like just a copy of like the modern problem.
Well, yeah, but I mean she's the realest character. If you
Yeah.
really think about it, she's the most.
And everybody hates her. Think about that. Think about that. She is the most realistic character, and everybody hates her fucking guts.
Like, hey,
How
with
are you
a
still acting like that fucking? Anyway.
like with a passion, people like, bro. I've had people you mention her name and they're like, just fucking, and you're just like, might have.
Yeah, it triggers people, right?
It definitely does. Which I'm like, I'm all for
Even
it.
even other women. That's the funny
Oh
part.
yeah. Oh come on, bro. So right now I'm watching. I forget who mentioned. It might have been Victoria who told us who recommended it. It's called Evil. It's got like 5 seasons. We're watching
Oh,
right
dude,
now.
it's so good. I told you to watch that.
Was you?
I
Okay,
understand.
so it's very very good. We're on. I think we're almost done season 2, and the female in it, you're like, she's a horrible person. Okay. Yeah, the show's awesome. It is awesome, but you're like, she's the worst. And then like right now, she's like completely like they're like, hey, we have these rules, and she's like, yeah, well, I don't have to abide them. They're like, no, everyone does. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm doing something different. You're like, no, don't do that. The whole thing is to follow these rules. And she's like, well, I'm important. You're like,
Dude, that show
That's-
gets even more real. Like you haven't even gotten to like shit gets
I know, and that's why I'm like, oh, I hope she dies. It's
What,
but
like the main character? Is that
yeah,
what you're talking about?
yeah.
I like her. I don't know
Of
what's
course you do. You and Cole would be like, she's great. And I'm like, yeah, you guys have bad judgment in women. That's why. Ta-da! Like you're
I
like,
don't
I'm
have
We don't
dead.
have bad judgment. We have soft hearts.
Thank you, Cole. But that being said, I'm like, it's not like I have like a lot of options.
I mean, okay, but still, let's not be hasty. No,
You mean the girl that chose you was a bad choice? I'm like, well, that's
Yeah, that's the other thing. That's a brilliant point, Kyle. Is like we only choose the women that want us. Like
when I choose, they're gone. But like when they choose me, they stay around longer. Well, actually, that's false. False.
oh god.
yeah, longer is the key word.
It's-
The one that stayed, the one that stayed. Actually, the one that chose me most was the one that dipped quickest.
It's- bro, but they're just that's the whole thing is that people are just weird. Have you finished the entire thing, Evo, Kyle?
Yeah, dude,
You
I
have-
watched it
okay.
current. Like I watched
Oh,
it current. Like whenever it was.
Oh, okay.
Like it used to be on network, and then they moved it to Paramount Plus. Like it was like
Oh, it's on Paramount Plus. I gotta check it out. I got that.
yeah, it's on Paramount Plus.
watch
That's
Mayor
what
of
the
Kingstown.
Super Bowl is going to be on tomorrow.
Have you watched Mayor of Kingstown?
No, I have to watch that. Where can I
Oh,
find? Is it on Plus too?
Plus, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
I have heard bad things about that show. I heard that from a Canadian friend of mine that like to not watch it. So
I'm a Canadian friend.
no, it was you.
Aaron Davis.
ah, got me.
It was you who said, "Yeah, fuck Jeremy Renner" or whatever. I was like, okay.
Yeah, but like the first season, I was there. Like, no, I'm good. I'm pro first season. After that, you don't have to watch it.
Do you get paid royalties?
No.
No. Yeah, they don't do that on streaming anymore, or at all.
Well,
Ever did.
That's horseshit. But second of all, my role was not going to get. I didn't have a name.
Oh, you didn't have a name,
Yeah,
dude.
but-
You got like mad. Like, I'll fuck you up. I'm the second in command of the mastermind, evil mastermind vibe. Like you, I would hire you as like this dude does my bidding. Like if I was like an evil guy but I couldn't fight, I would hire you
Yeah,
to like to do my bidding. You know?
like goon number one. Like
Yeah.
you know, like I'm
Oh
the-
no, you wouldn't
no,
have
no.
like a name. You would
Hey,
be like
like
you'd be like
she's
Gary
doomed.
Busey from what is it? Lethal Weapon.
Oh,
The
that's a good
original
role.
Lethal Weapon.
It's a good
holy
role, bro.
shit you're throwing back.
Or
Yeah, I'm
hey,
going way back.
remember
I love
Hey.
old fucking cop movies though.
do you remember the South African bad guy who went against Riggs? That
That was the
guy,
second one. Yeah.
definitely. Right?
Hell yeah.
That's fair.
Dude, I haven't watched that in so long. But
I-
I love that Cole just called it an old cop movie, and I'm just like, fuck off. Like that. Those were
Bro.
like our cop movies.
I saw 3 and 4 in the theater. I'm like, yeah, this is great.
I
This
saw
is
4 in the theater.
the
I think that's the difference between our age at that point.
yeah, that's
Well,
I was allowed
yeah,
to.
I'm definitely like Spider-Man to your guys' Captain America and Iron Man in what is it? What was that movie? The Captain America 3, where I can't remember the name of the movie. What was it?
Winter
the third one.
Soldier.
No,
Civil
not
War.
the next
Civil
one.
War.
Civil War.
Civil War. So there's this scene where Spider-Man says to Iron Man, he's like, okay, so Mr. Stark, there's this really old movie called Empire Strikes Back.
Bro, when that happened, I was like, I feel my
Wait,
heart's
what?
thumping.
Okay, Empire Strikes Back is the second.
Yeah.
It was like 84. It's an old ass movie, dude. It's a 40-year-old movie.
It wasn't. I think it was like 82 or something. wasn't it?
82.
Yeah, it's a 40-year-old movie.
Yeah, like I
Old as
haven't.
fuck.
No, but like that was before me.
No, Empire Strikes Back is 1980 when I was born.
So it's even further back. God damn, so it's like
because
almost
78 was like New Hope, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these movies are like half of a century old. Holy shit.
bro, it got released May 6th.
I got released May 26th. But
May 20.
years later.
So May 6th it premiered. May 21st was all over the United States. May 21st, 1980.
May 6th, that's funny. Ironic, actually, because of, like, May the 6th be with you or whatever. What is it?
Yeah, May the
May
4th.
the 4th.
May 4th? Wasn't they called May 6th? They call that the 6th?
May the
Revenge
4th.
of the Sith.
Yeah, May the 4th, but they call 6th the 6th.
Revenge of the 6th.
Revenge of the 6th, yeah.
And the May the 4th be with you.
Yeah.
And then there's Cinco de Mayo right in the middle.
Yeah,
Hey.
anybody gives a fuck.
Hey, that's just C-3PO in a sombrero going.
Kyle, did you know about Cinco de Mayo, right? Why
Yeah.
that's a thing?
Ask Dino. Anyways,
What?
No.
Cinco de Mayo. Do you think I know the building I live in? Do you think I know about Cinco de Mayo?
So that actually comes from like the Titanic. When the Titanic sank in April, there was all this like mayonnaise that was supposed to be transported to Mexico, and they didn't hear about it because it was over 100 years ago. They didn't get text messages and shit. So it wasn't until May 5th that they found out that all of their mayonnaise imports wasn't going to make it. So they celebrate this day every year, call it Cinco de Mayo.
That is
Cinco de Mayo.
bro. You know what?
I saw that coming like miles.
4 years ago. Bro, he said the same thing to me, and I'm looking at him going, did I just have a stroke? What are you talking about? And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
No, I appreciate the effort going into that. But
A Mexican guy told me this like 10 years ago, and I can't stop telling it to people.
I mean, hey,
that sounds like a mental illness at that point. I need to get water.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
We're drinking water now? What the fuck? Pussy.
guy. Yeah, I think I might just drink a bottle of wine tomorrow with you guys during the show.
Yeah, what kind of wine?
I don't know. I got a bottle of red.
Oh,
I have a Game of Thrones bottle of wine somewhere around here.
Game of Thrones. I know you paid way too much for that shit, and it's probably garbage wine too.
Someone actually gave it to me as a gift. So,
Why the fuck do people keep giving you these weird gifts?
so back in the day when I was a real person, so as a financial planner, people like Christmas time, like I made people money, right? Like, and I saved them money. Like I helped them with their plans and stuff. Like I hooked them up. So come Christmas time, I got good shit, right? And even for the people
why did you
didn't help,
stop?
they were like, just thank you for letting me be around you, and here's a gift. And I'm like, oh, cool, thanks, appreciate it.
Why did you stop doing that?
Oh, I just fell in love with it. I realized that like I was
Making money?
no, it made me feel like a bad person. I know, you know what? I know how you're like, we're all bad people. No, I'm not a bad person. Okay. I'm a good person that's forced to do bad things. It's not the same. Okay.
I mean, that's okay though. That's allowed.
I'm learning. I'm learning that that's allowed and it's okay. And I'm okay with that. So
Made you feel bad. Why, were you ripping people off?
no, never.
What, the bank?
Yeah. Just being, it's just that the entire banking enterprise is criminal. Just so you understand.
Yeah, 100%. We knew that in 2009.
I was okay, yeah. I was working there since like 2003.
Oh, so you were a part of it.
Oh,
I see why you
yeah.
feel bad now.
Yeah, no. So, and like I was in there, like I was hustling, baby. But like you get to a point and you're just like, there's no saving this place. Like you guys are all just horrible human beings. And they're like, oh, we're great. And you're like, no, you're not.
So, okay, this is how we decide. Be honest, okay? This is how we decide if you were a good or bad person. Were you or were you not shorting on people's mortgages?
No, I wasn't doing anything like that. No.
Did you know that you could?
Yeah, I knew a lot of that stuff, but I was like, I'm not.
But I would never do it. Okay, you're a good person. Then.
I would never, because I was like, number one, an entirely way too volatile of a situation.
Dino got canned for not ripping people off.
I did. Like I literally was like, okay, that's a reasonable thing. We're just gonna stop right there. And they're like, why would
trying
you
to
do that?
not get credit cards that they don't need and like
Yeah.
all that shit.
That's
Yeah.
that's 100% how like it works in society though. Like if everybody's doing something shitty and then you stop, it makes everybody else feel uncomfortable.
Bro,
Fucking cops,
guy,
politicians, everybody, dude.
I felt like Jim Gordon is like, I don't want to taste, but who am I going to report it to?
Right.
Like, you're all bad people. Like every last one of you is a piece of shit. And they were like, we like it that way. I'm like, you guys are disgusting. So
That's how I left my see that like I had an interview at my thrift store job and I pretty much said everybody's a piece of shit. And, weird. I was eliminated shortly after.
yeah. I tell people they're a piece of shit and I'm the problem. I'm like, I don't think that's how this works.
They all got like half of the people got like the people I complain about the most.
Yeah.
Got fired like shortly after. I'm like, yeah, you guys are stupid. You know why? Because everything hit fucking shit when they fired me because I was the only real threat. Management wasn't a threat. They were afraid of me. And then they got rid of me. And then so all the people that are shit all of a sudden are like, well, fuck, we now, you know,
free reign.
Yeah, free reign. And from what I understand, yeah, that went on for a few weeks after.
And everyone lost their shit. Right?
Yep.
I think I do get that though to an extent because like in a similar fashion, I worked a couple weeks in a kitchen, just some like rinky dink like hole in the wall diner, mom and pop shop, and like the owner and a bunch of the waitresses were making fun of one of the dishwashers who was like legitimately like you could tell he had some kind of delay or some kind of learning disability or something like that. They were like legitimately making fun of him behind. Yeah, no, not to his face. They were making fun of him behind his face, and like they wanted me to get in on the jokes. I was just like, yeah, it's not really funny, you know. I don't get it. But like, what? Then they started making fun of me to my face for not making fun of him, and I was just like, and then I just never went back. It's like fuck this job, like
yeah,
like
that's
about right.
It's funny how when you call people out for their poor behavior and they're like, no, you're bad. And you're like, oh, what are you talking about? You're like, why would I be bad? I haven't done anything.
Right.
And they're like, yeah, well, you're not a team player. You're like,
that's called gaslighting, my friend.
Yeah. It sounds like it sounds like y'all aren't a team player with your team. Like the guys on your team you're making fun of. Like
yeah. I always laugh at that kind of shit where people are like, we're a team here. I'm like, or we're family. No, you're not.
That's the funny part. My brother's been applying to new jobs and stuff, and he's just like, if one more person tells me that we're like a family here, I swear to God, I'm gonna scream.
Oh, bro, it never stops.
I work for a place that I would call like they are kind of like legit family there, but like yeah, but you know what? Sometimes you got to cut out family members. So like,
right.
I'm like, that's a harder decision to make at that point. I'm like, sometimes. So yeah.
Well, so we were talking about this. Kyle was mentioning this before you came back. Cole was that the idea that everyone should quit or walk off a job at some point in their existence, right? And I'm like, listen.
Also be fired.
Also be fired. Yeah.
I've never been fired. Well, no, I was fired actually one time.
I like that you were walked off the job though in a story that we didn't. You like it was in context of the night, but you weren't even here for that part.
Yeah. So hilariously, like I what the fuck was I saying?
Quit, fired, walk off job.
Dude, I've walked off so many jobs. It's kind of
gone.
I've walked off on almost every job I've had.
Okay, well that being said, that's a different issue. But
yeah, it's a different. So you're talking to the wrong guy. Like honestly,
you shouldn't enjoy it that much. But
it's so much. I love it when they call me like 4 hours later. Hey, where are you, bro? I'm at home. I've been kicking it for the last like a while. I've had lunch. Like,
but it almost makes more. But you're like a cook, right?
I've done a bunch of different stuff. I was a carpet installer. I've been a roofer. I've been a landscaper. I've been cooking.
Those are all jobs I see somebody walking off of.
Yeah.
So far we have feet, and now we have some sort of body part that I'm making. Just an FYI.
For all those watching.
I had a data entry job for a little bit, but I didn't like it. It was just like data
entry sucks.
I was just like, God damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? Fuck! It's only 9:45. Like,
Bro.
Yeah.
I cannot say how many times I've gotten to work, worked for an hour, and been like, "Oh, it's got to be lunchtime." They're like, 15 minutes have passed, and I'm like, "What are you talking about right now?"
the
Oh,
clock
yeah.
moves differently in those cubicles.
I was talking about it. I was talking about this. Like, my buddy had a watch that would not only beep on the hour, but it would beep on the half hour. And I'm just like, dude,
That's not
my
right.
goal for the day is to like not look at the time before like lunch. Like if that's a good day because I managed to be distracted that long.
Yeah.
Sometimes it Tim's. Sometimes I don't last 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
because I've rarely had a job where after lunch you're getting anything done anyway. So, like, you're just kind of fucking off once you come back from lunch anyway. So that makes sense.
It's funny to me watching like construction workers because they always work like 12, 14-hour days. But they're like, I've never seen them working. Like, they're always just.
Dude, I get in this argument with my baby mama almost every day because she's a construction worker. And she'll be like, "Oh, we did this today or that today." And I'm just like, "So y'all didn't do anything?" And she's like, "Fuck you."
Like, it's like, oh, what you did, you spent 12 hours doing would have taken like 2 hours.
Right.
Well, okay, but that's the thing is we were like, "Oh, we were digging out these holes." You're like, "The machine dig."
Right.
You didn't. You're not working with a shovel. Like,
You're
let's
just
calm
standing
down.
there looking at it.
And then people are like, "Well, fuck you," and you're like, "Why? Why you can't accept the reality of your situation?
Right.
You didn't dig."
And
the
they're
hole.
all
You-
union here in Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah,
And to make matters worse, she's a girl. So every fucking dude there is like, "Girl, let me get that for you." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not even that. Hey, bro. The worst thing is, and when people are like, "I can do anything," and you're like, "No, you can't."
Right.
Yeah, like Kyle and I moved an entire boat, okay, that was on wheels, and someone's like, "Can I drive?" And you were like,
no.
and they're like, "But you're gonna have to direct me." Like, okay, then don't. You just push. You'll be fine.
Why
And
would
they
you?
didn't.
Yeah. Why would you drive if you don't know
No,
where
but
you're
she
going?
wanted to. She's like, drive, but tell me where to. I'm like, I can see because I'm tall enough to see over. And how about no?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
How about just
the best
like,
part is she is like a superior, and I'm
Yeah.
like, no. And then the thing got done. It got done quicker than anything ever, and I don't think we moved it again. So holy fuck, was I the most successful move in the fucking history?
bro?
There's a repeated thing of us moving the same shit 100 fucking times for
Yeah.
no everything. I don't know how you can unload a truck and 100% of the stuff is in a temporary fucking location. Like, it's
as an
only to be
actor-
moved to another temporary location. I'm like, can none of this be permanent? Like, none of it. Like, just
Like, that's
and you're just moving stuff to be out of the way of where other stuff has to go. Like, it's just insane. And yeah,
Kyle, I don't think as an actor you want to be known as the guy who is good at moving stuff.
it's
no. As an actor, you know what the best thing is? Oh my god! On the commercial I shot, near the end of the day, we're moving. They're like, oh, you have to take the bags out of the bus, like the under compartment. And I'm like, it's already I had like no sleep the night before from shitty landlords and also excitement, but mostly shitty landlords. And then I went, so I'm exhausted, and they're like, move the bags out, and I'm like, this sucks, but like it's like so lame. But I pull them out for the shot, and then other people would go put them back in when I had to do it again. Like yeah, they'll reset it for me. I'm like they didn't even expect me to put it back. And then once and at one point I had to carry a gargoyle, and it was like 10-15 pounds maybe, like something you don't want to hold forever, but like
Right.
not heavy. But like when I wasn't being shot, I had a dude right beside me who would hold it for me.
that's awesome.
And he was like my dude. Like I had a dude, and he also took the bag or put the bags back in the bus or took them out. I don't remember which one I did, but and like he was the dude. He would do stuff. And the hair chick didn't really do much, but she got me lunch and this and something like there was a truck, but she went and got it for me, like
Oh.
and like breakfast too. Like yeah, And I worked on her. I saw her again this year, not that long ago, on a commercial. She only does commercials, and
Right on.
yeah, she remembered me, and I showed her the commercial because she's like, "Oh shit, I gotta put that on my resume." It was fucking awesome because she
Well-
forgot what it was about.
What was the commercial about?
It's Delta. Okay, it's like a rock band commercial, but it's for Delta Dental.
Oh, so it was like those shitty like freecreditreport.com commercials back in the day.
Well, no, I don't know. It's a great
FREE, that spells free.
No,
Freecreditreport.com,
Let's start
baby.
going.
We were a dental. We were a rock band who were afraid to go on tour because they had a dental emergency once on the road and couldn't get. Our band name was Molar.
Molar.
But it was fucking and I was like the roadie that was just like unimpressed with the band, and that's just like me being. Oh, they paid me to be unimpressed with life. Fuck.
Yeah, they really hit the
Been doing
one
it
nail
for
on the hammer
free
on that
for
one.
39 fucking years. Like, shit. I just
And
had to
Joey's here.
they were like, oh, bring a what's his face?
Joey fucking edibles.
Like Aubrey Plaza vibes.
Oh
Like,
God.
yeah. So that's what I got to do. I'm like, dude, you hired me to be me. It's fantastic.
What's up, Joey?
Chilling, man. We went to this place called Source 27 or Source 75 or some shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Dave and Buster's down in Brunswick. Jimmy wanted to go down there. It's all right. It's Dave and Buster's is better, so that's good news. So that way I don't have to drive down to Brunswick again because Dave and Buster's is right up the street here. You know, it's like 10 minutes away. That place is fucking half hour away, or like 25 minutes. So that's good.
You know, the only Dave and Buster's I know of is over by you.
Yeah, I think it's the only one around here, at least within 45 minutes. So.
I was really upset by that information. Well, yeah, there's one in Akron, but
Right, Akron. Dude, Akron might as well be another fucking universe, dude. It's too far.
it's not that it's too far because I live in Mayfield Heights, which is about half an hour from downtown Akron, but which is also ironically a half hour from downtown Cleveland. But like, I don't know, I just don't vibe with Akron.
People from Akron are a different bunch, bro. It's weird. It's weird to say. I don't.
It's a weird city, dude.
Right, they're just a weird group. I don't want to say
They call it Crackrin for a reason.
Right, I don't want to throw names out and throw the whole city under the bus, but just look at your friends from Akron, bro. It is what it is, man. I mean, they're
Yeah, I got homies from there, but like
they're a bitter fucking people. They're a bitter. They would have grudge like a chip,
Yeah.
shoulder. Like,
okay, so like Akron to us guys is like I'd say Montreal to you guys. Like we don't fuck with them.
That's not the best analogy. It's like
We like Montreal.
Montreal's nice.
We go there to party and shit.
I don't know. I'm just talking
it's like
shit. I don't know
Yonkers.
anything
It's
about
like
Canada.
Yonkers to Manhattan. It's like Yonkers to Manhattan or something like that. It'd be like just some random fucking distant suburb.
It's the Staten Island of Cleveland.
Well, man, actually, it's more like Ann Arbor to Detroit is probably a good analogy.
Yeah.
Akron is not in the level of Ann Arbor.
I know you guys are saying words. We have no idea what that means.
I'm trying to relate it to Canada. Calgary? I don't know.
Hey, we gotta call a spade here, my friend. You know no cities. You know nothing about Canada, bro. Let's be real. Like the Blue Jays won the World Series in '93, and that's it. That's all you know about Canada.
I don't even know that.
Well, now you know.
No, I'm not gonna remember.
They repeated.
3-peat, baby.
The fact that like Canada is allowed to play in our sports and certain sports.
Well, that's why
is
they
just
call it the World
wild.
Series because it's international. We got that one.
Bro,
team
be
here.
happy we let you have basketball. You piece
They
of
had
shit.
2 teams at the time, right? They had the Expos at the time, right?
Vancouver.
We
Man, why
did,
they had 2 teams, 3 teams in that area, and then they moved 2 of them. Fuck, they need to bring some more basketball back over there. Supersonics and the Grizzlies were up in that area for a while.
I thought the Supersonics was Seattle.
Yeah, well, that's all Pacific Northwest. Vancouver's right up there.
That's not Canada.
Vancouver's expensive, bro. It's like a really expensive version of
Vancouver
Toronto.
is insanely expensive.
Is
It's
it?
like so expensive, dude. Yeah, it's
most
ridiculous.
expensive part
It's
of-
in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, and it's fucking sucks. It's look, it's a lot like LA in that there's a lot of homeless people and it's got nice weather. So people are just like, yeah, man, it's like a whole vibe. And you're like, yeah, you guys suck. So yeah.
I didn't know y'all had y'all's whole East Coast versus West Coast thing like we do.
Oh yeah. Hilariously, it's kind of like the fact that the West Coast, like Canada, kind of forgot about it. So like like you'll see a lot of like I think they have a Publix out there, and like they have wild shit because of the fact that Canadian companies were like, fuck out west. So they came north from California and Seattle and all that shit.
I think Publix is only in Atlanta and
Yeah,
in the U.S.
Some fucking thing. I don't care. Publix is in Florida. That I know.
Albertsons. I don't even. Yeah, it's whatever. Supermarkets are supermarkets. I have no brand loyalty. They're all the fucking same. Whatever.
It's kind of I don't know. I have some brand
within
loyalty,
reason,
but none of
you're-
them are here in Ohio. So
Hey, in Ohio, you can go to the Aldi, Giant Eagle, the Walmart.
right in Texas, we got Buc-ee's, we got Whataburger, we got HEB. Those shits you cannot defeat. But I'm not in Texas, so it's like whatever.
Bro,
Man,
I saw
no.
HEB in in Lyon when I was down there. I wanted to go in, but we didn't have time. Just I wanted to check it out. He's like, it's just a grocery store. I'm like, I don't know.
It's not like a grocery store. It's like a giant grocery store. You go in there and you're like, oh my god, you can live here. Like it's insane.
Bro,
Everything's bigger in Texas thing. That's a real thing.
I can't wait for you to come to Canada just so you can be like, Jesus fucking Christ, this place is insane. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's
I went to
crazy.
Canada when I was like 8 or 9, but
No, you
like,
probably went to Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is not
no,
Canada.
we
okay?
went to where do y'all speak French? Where's the French city?
Quebec.
That's
Montreal. That's where we went because everybody was speaking French, and I was like, "Why are we here?"
You sure you didn't just make a wrong turn in Louisiana or something?
I mean, there's a chance. you know?
Hey, motherfuckers in Lafayette, Louisiana.
No, because
his mom
we were,
told him it was Canada because they want to make it feel exotic. Because like when the Truman Show went to Mount Rushmore.
so roughly 3 years after I was kidnapped. Okay, my mom got back
I
with
went.
the dude who kidnapped me, and we were living in Maine, the state of Maine, because he was working out there for AT&T. He was like a programmer for cell phones or some shit. I don't know. And we decided to have like a summer vacation. The parents, we were gonna go to Canada. We went to Canada, and the fucking dudes in the red jackets or whatever and the big hats or whatever, they were like, "Where are you guys from, eh?"
Oh, Stampede.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were like, they were like, we're from Maine, because that's where we were living. We were residents of Maine. And then my dumbass, I'm like, no, we're from Texas. So we got,
If he had done that,
searched.
nice.
That's how I know we were in Canada.
Hey, once when I in 2008, I was stationed in New Jersey, and on my days off, I was bored because I had nothing to do, and I wasn't drinking, so I would just get in my car and just drive. So I drove up all through, like Massachusetts, up through Maine. I was up to Maine. I drove all the way up to New Brunswick, Canada. There's a
Damn.
border station, and the guy didn't believe. He's like, "Why are you coming up here for?" I was like, "Oh, I was just driving up here, just whatever." He's like, "I don't believe you." He just like wasn't believing me. I was just randomly driving around this fucking one guard check station.
I don't believe. And you're like, I'll turn back. Fuck
You're
it.
like, okay, what do you want me to do? Go back. All right, cool, man. Have a great day. You're an
Then
asshole.
I had to show my driver's license because my passport was like 8 years old or 9 years old, and I fucking had a mustache. Didn't look nothing like what I was at the time. It was fucking hilarious.
I seen you with the mustache.
Okay,
too.
hold on. This
This
was
is
before
wild.
9/11, I'm assuming, right?
No, this is after 9/11. I got
After
the must-
9/11?
Yeah,
Well, that's why.
yeah.
Why
Bro.
Well,
in Canada take that
prior
shit
to
serious?
03 or 04, you didn't have to even have a passport to go to Canada. You could show me your license, and it was fine.
Yeah,
Then
it
then they
was-
passed that Enhanced Security Act bullshit, and then you need a passport to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Now,
And that-
now
and
you can't
all
go
that-
anywhere.
Bro.
You can't go to Canada with a DUI.
All
Which
that
is,
has
like,
done is
crazy.
caused people who are legitimately crossing a nuisance. Everybody else, I love how they're like, this will stop illegal people from coming in. No, it's made it worse. You're all fucking assholes.
Well, what Canada fails to realize is nobody from America ever needs to go to Canada. You want Americans to go because we'll spend money up there, but we don't need to.
Right.
I mean, if they were
Hey.
smart, they would drop the entrance requirements, pimp the weed thing. Fucking, oh yeah, we got weed dens. You can come out here and whatever. But now they're stupid because they want to do whatever.
FYI,
I'm not
You're-
gonna lie. Canada kind of fell off the rails in many aspects. Like they just took certain aspects of a political ethos and just went fucking.
Real recently too, they've gotten real bad.
I like that you guys are trying to assume that you're not the bottom of the fucking barrel right now. That's good. It's good to stay positive in your time of need. But just so you know,
We're the best country in the world. What are you
shut
talking
the fuck
about?
up. Your entire country of diabetics loves us because they're like, we can't afford shit. They're like, hey, you
Diabetes is a rich people disease. You only get that because it's awesome. The world is awesome. You only get diabetes because your bread is cake. That's all. That's the only fucking reason you get diabetes is because you have too much money.
I don't even care about this battle you guys are having. I just want to say that, like, I want Cole to start every story with like how his kidnapping is like his time, like how he referred. 15 years ago. It was about 15 years after my kidnapping that I got my license. Or like, just all the stories.
Hey,
I could tell something about yesterday and be like roughly 20 years after I was kidnapped.
All you need to do is go on random threads that have nothing to do with kidnapping and be like, as a kidnapping survivor, I feel. Just state whatever you feel.
Forget about that, bro. That's your machine story. You know that, right? You got to work that. You need a 15-minute verb. Like, so one time my stepdad kidnapped me with his kids, and we went to Florida for 6 months, and this is how that happened. And you just go into it, right? Like that's their whole thing, right?
Let me interject that I hate the fact that Bert Kreischer has become a fucking example of how to making contemporary comedy. That guy's there's no talent there, dude. There really isn't. That guy's not funny. I hate saying that about comedians because comedy is subjective, but
I'm with Joe on this one.
Kreischer's just
Mildly racist, which I enjoy, but that's fine.
I like his whatever. I like him. He's a storyteller, right? Like
He's fun.
I get called Bert. Like everybody says that I remind them of Bert Kreischer. Is the funny
Because you're an
part.
alcoholic, obviously.
he barely drinks, dude. I've
Yeah,
seen
barely.
seriously, he'll drink, but he never fucking. You never see him, messaging people at 2 a.m. about stupid shit. That's the drunk shit. He doesn't get like that. He's never like that. He's quite responsible.
Hey, maybe not you, but I have gotten those texts many a times. Let's be very clear.
this is just a bad. This is just teaching you about how close your relationship is.
I'm usually texting women.
He knows he's not going to get any engagement off you, Joey. So he's like, "Oh, Dino will be up," and I'm like, "I am up for the drama, baby." I'm like, "Woo wee."
No, you're always asleep by like 9 p.m. anyway.
Oh yeah, I'm in bed early, dude. It is
Can't get a hold of you.
I'm old, bro. But I'm up early though. I'm up very early.
All right, boys and girls. So I am on. I don't know what time is it. It's 8 o'clock. I'm going to keep on going. I only have 3 bags left of this thing, so
yeah, finish it up, brother.
Well, right now I have part of a body, and this has like water underneath it with like rolling clouds. It actually looks pretty cool.
Hey, can you do me a favor and show me the box because I haven't seen what it looks like.
Let me do this.
Even if you got a picture of it, it's fine. I just need to see what you're working with here. Oh, holy crap, dude. That's not cheap.
No, he doesn't do cheap Legos.
No.
Hey, he's a fucking millionaire. I told you he's got 3.5 million in the bank. I looked it up.
You looked it up? He's on Google.
Dino Scoggins net worth.
Bro.
He looked it up. It was like in Dino's Facebook profile. Has 2.4 million.
I'm like, yeah.
According to Cambridge Analytica data tracker, Dino has 15.
I'm a gajillionaire. And
what did mine say?
Negative $35,000.
He's from Texas. That's what it says. Yeah.
It has a Texas flash on there. I know what that's about.
Yeah, that's
People who get kidnapped in their youth don't usually end up rich. So
they don't really hit their not youth. Let's be honest. It kind of stops there.
They don't really get out of the basement.
So I got kidnapped.
It's like most of the people who get kidnapped don't survive.
Yeah. They don't really go on to do anything. Actually, they just kind of hang out for a little while and then don't.
They get their shit batted around a little bit.
I mean, as one does, it's one of those things, right?
Why is it that Atlas is the only person who was like, I'm for sure coming? He's the only one that didn't show up.
He's still at his local card game, so he's nerding it up.
And I'm never gonna hate on that. He has fun with that shit. I have no idea what he's talking about when he's doing that shit. Like he literally might as well do the entire fucking show in fucking Urdu, the Pakistani language, because I have no clue what he's talking about.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have hobbies that he probably would have no clue what I was talking about.
We all do, though.
Like, we all gotta have our thing, bro. You gotta have a thing that you're that
It makes
like.
you a real person when you have a hobby that you're like, oh, I do this. This is my enjoyment, right? Like it's important.
Right.
100%. No, it's
Yeah, I'm
one of
talking
those
shit
things-
because I play Yu-Gi-Oh like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's because you're weird, but
Yeah, you are very weird, bro. We gotta be real.
some people just are. What are you
Why
gonna
is
do?
it that Atlas gets a hobby and he's just a normal guy, but if I have a hobby, I'm the weird one?
Well, because he can't do drugs and drink because he might
Right,
die
he's
in the middle of the
got
night.
your
Whereas the rest of us are like, yeah, let's just go.
I do those things too.
You got the most there job in the world. He's all you gotta do is be there, and you got the job.
Yeah. That's
Y'all
I
are
mean,
just jealous that I can make $20 an hour and I don't even have to interact with a fucking superior.
I don't have to. I don't either. I sit at the house all day, bro, and fucking type at the computer, fucking check veteran stuff for fucking double
Yeah,
that.
but you have to take like the possibility of getting shot at to get there. I didn't ever have. I guess I kind of do. I guess somebody could shoot at me at any time that's happening.
Hey, look up
across
the
this
average.
country,
Look up the
but-
average
That was just
lifespan.
being
Hey,
American.
like this, bro. Hey, look up the average lifespan of a fucking DoorDash driver in Maple Heights. The average lifespan of a National Guardsman in North Olmsted. I guarantee it's way higher up here.
I will say it does get freaky sometimes. You're like,
well, hey, Cole, do you go out at nighttime though to DoorDash? No.
no, absolutely not.
Oh, I'm just asking. Like, I don't know.
I usually go a lot of times. Sometimes I'll get up at like 8 in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and go till about 5. But a lot of times I go 10 to 5. So in that range. So 5,
You know
6 days a week.
You know what's funny? How fast like Uber and all them rideshare services and everything went from like people like us doing it to just like traditional cabbies, like how would it be normally? You know what I mean? Like after the 3-4 years of the initial surge, it was like this is the same thing as cabs, just with an app.
Yeah.
Literally.
100%.
We were
100%.
just talking about how that's the same with the streaming networks. They're pretty much cable now.
Yep.
Like, yeah, the Uber is just like, dude, I was in an Uber yesterday. First off, I didn't know that you required special skills to open a Tesla door.
I wouldn't know either.
No, there's like a different, like you have to push it in so the thing.
Oh yeah, it's a yeah.
Yeah, like I didn't know that, and this is before. Well, I did have a few shots because I pre-drank, but
Dude, fuck Elon Musk. That dude is like he has to do everything different. I heard that he put
it's
the
unnecessary.
blinkers are a button, and it's not the little dial or whatever the fuck you call the stick. How does that not just cause accidents? You're looking for the blinker, and
Well,
then
because nobody uses it. Anyway.
fair enough.
But
That is a
but
fair
I
point.
wasn't trying to shut down your argument, but I think I accomplished it. But like, I agree. That's so fucking stupid.
Well, that's see, my problem
no,
is
like the dude
yeah.
had. Okay, so I sat in the back. So passenger, and passenger back, and he had the seat fucking folded up as far as possible for every passenger. Like anybody who would sit there would have maximum room, and then he had like this sign that about like it's like also it was like tips are appreciated or whatever. But also if you have anything questions like music or want to talk or something or other things. Like he had a sign that said all this, and it was like I was fucking impressed. Like I'm like, this is this dude's job. Like, but it like bought this Tesla. You know what I mean? Like
Tesla is probably the best way to go for doing that because you're not paying for gas. So
yeah, but you'll run out of like hydro ain't cheap either though. Like I don't know. Like is it even cheaper?
it's way cheaper than gas.
It's not.
I don't
cheap.
know what y'all are paying for gas over there, but like
more than
for what I understand is DoorDashers and Uber drivers and everything
Yeah.
that I'm a full timer. Okay, so if somebody was to do what I do full time and did it with a Tesla, they're saving like $70 or $80 a week,
All right.
which is a good chunk,
No, I would love to save $80 a week.
Right.
I just don't eat now. That's how.
I smoke $80 a week. Hey Cole, I smoke $80 a week in weed every day, bro.
Bro,
Every
you
day?
smoke $80 a week in weed a day.
Yeah.
I'm just being silly. I don't know what I smoke. I just buy a bunch of weed and smoke it, dude. I don't
that,
fucking
that math don't math, sir.
Yeah. Like Dino is fucking dude. I'm like, I don't even understand how he's like, oh, I'm gonna do mushrooms. I'm like, dude, you do like $200 in mushrooms each time. I was like, how do you afford that shit? Like,
Because it says in his Facebook bio that he's got 2.5 million in the bank.
yeah, right. If you check out the fucking easily accessible dark web and Google his network, there's 2.5 million on his Facebook profile.
I don't.
You know, just because you click on the profile of a black guy, it's not the dark web.
All right, you go www.darkweb.com. It's where the dark web's at.
Joey, I've smoked an eighth of the weed you gave me.
You know
Like
what?
I say, you gave me a half. I've smoked an eighth.
Jesus.
So a quarter of what you gave me.
Of the shake. Did I go through that and fuck? Oh my goodness. You got to turn this up, bro. You got to turn this up, man. If you want to
Those
be
are
on,
rookie numbers.
Those are
Hey,
rookie
hey,
numbers,
hey.
bro.
Why am I here just getting like fucking equations shot at me? I'm triggered by your fractions. Sir.
It's ridiculous.
This
Absolutely
is
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Because Joey thinks that I am unsuccessful in life because I don't smoke enough weed.
and
So-
you don't have a passport. Those two things are going to rock you to the stratosphere.
That
I
seems
mean,
like an
yeah,
odd
those are
bit.
fair. Like,
All
I
right.
don't disagree, but all at the same time, I have questions. Like,
Okay. My tax return comes on the last day of February. Okay. Once March ramps up, like on the 1st, both you two, Dino and Joey,
Yeah.
remind me, because I will forget, to sign up for a fucking passport. And I will fucking get one.
all right, I like it.
Because, dude, I'll tell you what, bro. I know a lot of fucking people from England, the UK, and all that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a huge demand for our style of shit over there. We get a fucking invasion tour. We can make it pay for itself. And we get a free trip out of that bitch. I'm telling you.
I'm not against it. I would love to see the world.
We got enough. But if we get, I mean, me and Dino could do it, and then maybe Squirrel, maybe one or two other comics, maybe Mayo and you. Fucking that shit would hop. We could fucking kill that.
Yeah,
shit.
make Mayo be the headliner because that dude fucking goes hard in the paint.
He does. He's out there killing it. He cares. I don't think he smoked weed for a while, which I'm kind of disappointed in that. But
What?
yeah,
He stopped smoking?
I think he's been dry for like 6 weeks, bro.
Yeah, he was like
Uh-oh.
competing with you.
I'm making Lego, Paul. That's what we're doing. Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, what's up, buddy?
All right, I gotta do another one of these fucking things. So far, it's just, God, this thing's insane. Yeah. So when
I don't
when
I don't
do you-
get how
when-
people can build Legos like following like a pamphlet or whatever. Because like I look at it and it just looks like I'm looking at Greek, and I know that's got each individual piece showing you. I
it's
just
re-
can't do it.
it's really not that hard.
It starts like you know that feeling of like you're so sad that you're about to cry, but you're a man so you don't. I get that feeling when I look at this.
Oh,
It's like, really not that hard.
I think
What the fuck is happening right now?
whenever I look at, you know,
Right? How do you
Oh, I see
actually
it's
make
great.
enough money to fucking eke a living out? Is what the chat is all wondering, bro. This is kind of wild.
Who? Cole?
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
No.
oh yeah.
No.
How do
Like,
I make a living?
How do you-
Yeah, you can't follow these instructions. This is not difficult. Like,
I can't follow instructions. That's never been a thing for me.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
hammered and cheese will be his main income.
I mean, if you look at the recipes from Hammered and Cheese, there's a lot of times when I'm like, oh yeah, I guess you could do it that way. He's like, was I not supposed to be that? I'm like, nope, that is not what I
see,
need to do. He's
I
like,
don't think. Yeah, Dino thought I knew how to cook because like I know how to follow a recipe or whatever. No, I
Yeah.
can read the ingredients and be like, all right, yeah, whatever. I don't care about the measurements.
it,
I know.
Whatever.
that seems
Well, I
like-
can't bake. I cannot bake to save my life.
Oh no, you won't because that's the opposite.
You have to do exactly
You have to do that
the
shit.
perfect. No,
And
baking.
even if you
I
do, it doesn't always turn out.
I have never successfully baked anything in my life.
You get baked successfully.
I mean, that's fair.
I can't even do that. I don't even get baked for real. Ask
Technically,
Joey, he knows.
technically, you did put a bun in the oven once, and it worked. Hey,
Yeah, but I was not supposed to do that.
That's,
you're an accidental baker.
that is your style.
I knocked up a 21-year-old girl. Like, what? Like,
Good point, Kyle. That is just your style. That is your MO. You're like, I didn't mean to do that, but it did work out. So wildly inappropriate. I love it.
and also too, we gotta acknowledge, man. Chicks like dudes or kids. They do because they know you've done it before.
well, they
I
make
don't
the
think that's what it
assumption
is.
that-
I think it's why we fuck single moms because
Mhm.
we know that they put out. I don't think girls like that we put out.
No,
Is
but
that-
that's like the provider aspect, bro. If they see you have a successful relationship with your child, they're like, "Oh, I want that seed in me," and then they fucking hit you up.
Cole
I
wants
mean-
to have that one day.
And if you're tall too, they like that tall thing now, bro. That was not a thing back in the day. I'm telling you, bro. It was not like that.
Yeah,
They
I feel like that
really-
came out of nowhere. I really
it
do.
seriously did. Like it's like fucking open season for us 6-footers and higher, bro. It's insane. It's a
That's
completely arbitrary number. There's no
All
difference.
for it.
I would opine that there's many people who are 5'8", they're way sexier than I am, but they're just, oh, they're 5'8", so they're, these chicks don't like them. It's fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
If they're under 6 foot, they're a hobbit immediately. Which I'm like,
girl.
that's fine.
But that's
Right,
fine
these
because
chicks are like 5'4", like I don't get that part. Like
Hey,
I don't like chicks who are over like 5'7". If you're over 5'7", you're a guy to me. So
I
Like, I
I
don't-
said that
I
joke.
will not do it.
No, wait. I want to do. Hold on. Okay,
Yeah.
under 5'7" is a chick,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, wait.
5'7" and up.
If
You
you're
don't
under
do
5'6", I say 5'5". If you're under 5'5", you're a woman. If you're over 5'5", you are probably a man.
No,
I mean, generally, I try to stay in the 5 to 5'5" range, but 5'7" is like, all right, you're kind of tall. Like, this is aggressive.
Kind of tall.
All right.
I don't know. I've never been.
Yeah, Kyle's
I've always been
6'6".
so significantly
But yeah, I
tall.
mean, Kyle, you're a fucking million feet tall, so like you probably you'd have a different standard than me, but
It's weird. I try to like because yeah, they could probably like if they're 5'10", and they can still wear heels, and I'll still be taller. It's like,
Consistently, it's quite entertaining.
but like it would be weird because most of my girls are pretty tiny.
yeah, I like smaller chicks. I would do.
Most
I also like
guys
chicks who just know how to like the real loud ones that gotta argue with you all
Bro,
the time.
they don't
like,
do that.
Bro.
Okay, I don't know where you're looking, but they don't do that. They don't do the. Okay.
No, I don't know.
they don't shish. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
we had
they
that
don't
in the
talk a
40s
lot.
because we could do something else as a response. Like not to let them have money or
All
jobs, but,
women talk a lot, but I mean the ones that aren't like trying to fight with you all the time.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need somebody that like knows when to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only way Joey is over 6 feet is if he's standing on a milk carton. I mean, no, that's cool.
Dude, Joe is like kind of tall. I think he's like out of this
He's taller
chat.
than I am.
You're the second tallest one, Joe.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm probably 6'2.5". With
You're
shoes,
taller.
but-
I'm 6
Listen,
foot even.
With my
so-
New Balance ones, Joey and I were like within an inch, right?
Well, yeah, you got some
Yeah, I
hogs
had-
on the fucking-
yeah. So, yeah, I'm like 6'1" and a bit, 6'2". Sometimes if I'm, wearing boots and everything, I'm 6'3". Joey is like 6'3", plus a little bit.
I'm 6'6" on barefoot. Like,
Also true. The hilarious part is I walked in and I'm like, I'm a big guy, and people are like, you should see Kyle. I'm like, Kyle, I know Kyle. Yes, Kyle is
makes me
taller
not
than me.
big. Yeah.
But hilariously, between me and Kyle, I'm like, bro, you can't. The amount of times that we just stood beside each other and people were just like, absolutely fucking not, and just turned away. I was like, oh, that makes me so happy.
But like I didn't think about it, but like at Hexwood, yeah, like I wore my fucking steel toes every day. So I probably had an extra inch too. Like I was probably 6'7" at that point. And it was
Yeah.
like, fuck me. I didn't consider that as a thing. Especially everybody was fucking Asian, so it was like I was even taller then. But like,
It was hilarious.
yeah.
Kyle,
Well,
I'm
it's
glad
funny,
that,
dude. If you look at like go to church, I don't know if you guys have a church, how often you go to church, whatever, but like attend a random church service with, especially with there's families, and look around at all the dads. All the fucking dads are goddamn trees, dude. They're all fucking tall as shit. Like I'm one of the shorter dads, and I'm fucking 6'2". You know these like I got guys like I can't talk. Guys, Kyle's height, fucking taller. It's like Jesus Christ, where the fuck are these people coming from?
Bro, you know why? Like, listen, okay, so you got to understand. So we were talking about this earlier, was the whole idea that like there were certain symbols or ideas of like, oh, this is a good mate. Like a woman had breeding hips, big titties, she could feed a family. Like, that was the idea. A man who's big, tall, strong, athletic can defend your household. Like, those are basic things. And we are definitely going back to that idea.
Oh,
because we have to. There's no money left.
Well,
Well,
what's
yeah,
going
we
to
have
happen to
defenders.
all these? Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think we're going back to the whole only certain people are going to get breeding rights if you're a male. But like, what are we going to do with the? I don't know what the number is. 70 to 30% of the guys who aren't getting the breeding rights. What's going on there? I mean,
Well, you can fuck, you can't have kids. Sorry.
those guys gonna have to pay for shit. I mean, these broads ain't even fucking ignoring these. They're ignoring these dudes.
They go to the mines. No. No, but like, listen, let's be honest. Is
You shall be deemed unfuckable. You shall be going to the mines.
it's just kind of like that these days. Sorry.
Fuck it, right?
What
Like,
is that about, though? What do you think that is? Like, why do you think women are just all of a sudden changing their thought process? Like,
I think it's social media, the artificiality of online dating, especially. I mean, Tinder reduced everything just to fucking picture and stats.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And they get such a. And man, you ever have you ever been friends with like a female bartender?
No.
You know,
Yeah.
it's either worldview on men. That's how every woman is now. They got such an inflated ego now because of fucking online dating. Because there's dudes get on there, they're just like they'll swipe right in everything or whatever the good way is just to get a fucking ass. They don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Dead ass. I just swipe right. I just go until it runs out. I do. That's 100.
Okay.
And I match with a lot of fat women. I really like really big women. But yeah, that's what I do. I don't go on there to actually like sift any women out. Just let's get this going. You know.
Sometimes I go on there just to reject them.
It does feel good though, right?
But also, have you ever like one time sometimes you swipe the wrong way on the odd one, right? And I'm like, fuck, just my luck, I'll match with that one. And I fucking did that once. I'm like, oh my god, and I immediately unmatched.
Dude, I don't even look. I just
monster.
swipe until I run out. I don't even look. I'm just going too fast, right? Just and wait till I get something. I get a lot of dudes, I get a lot of trans people, I get a lot of really, 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 really obese women. I'm like, this isn't even fun. Like,
That's why you don't swipe on them.
Well, I look at it like this, and this is a horrible thing to say. If you're on an online dating app, it is what it is. I'm sorry, but like if you can't find people in real life, you got to resort to the app. You're getting the best. You're getting the worst of the dating pool on an app. You are. I mean, these
for
people
sure.
cannot interact socially on a real life level to find a mate in a country of 350 million people. Think about that for a moment. Think about the numbers on that, how sheerly inept they are. So going into that whole online dating game, you're dealing with people who don't know what their place is in the world. They don't.
Right.
But like, what he doesn't realize is like, Cole and I would be people too. So
Yeah.
we are. So he just called.
But
us
I'm not going on there, and
people.
I'm sure Kyle, you're not either. That we're not going on there because it's our last resort. We're just like trying to inflate our stats. You know.
I don't come across a lot of people. So
I don't either. I haven't gotten a hit, like a real hit on Tinder in probably 2 years. So
I've never matched with that.
Oh, watch
like,
some of them videos. They'll take like a woman and they'll go through it and show how many people are hitting on her. I mean, some of these women will get 3, 4, 5, 600 messages a fucking day.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's because men are fucking perverts. They're like,
Well, I mean, back in the day, we didn't have. That's why I say it all comes back to the why did it change? It's the online and dating and the social media. It's just like back in the day, you didn't have access to that many people. Your dating pool was your pretty much everybody at your school and their friends. That was about it, you know. And nowadays, fucking.
hey, Joey, you can send it to Angie, by the way. I don't know.
Oh, I did.
Okay.
I don't know if she's gonna come over or not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But
it's crazy, man. I don't know. It's gonna be weird the next 10, 20 years. I mean, you can't have
gonna be a weird experience, but
only men like that. Those guys will go crazy. They're gonna fucking do more of the same they've been doing with the schools and all that, bro. It's
I mean, but that's the thing is, listen, it's the idea that people need to realign their perspectives, right? Like that's ultimately what's going to transpire is people need to start understanding that, hey, that's not, you think you're a lot more valuable than you actually are, and you're not. So let's calm down, you know?
That's everybody though.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely, it's everybody, but
oh yeah, well,
that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I also acknowledge that there are a lot of young men out there who think they're desirable for whatever reason to 23-year-old women, no matter what their fucking age group is. And I got news for you, man. 23-year-old women don't want anybody over the age of 30. Typically, they're not trying to fuck your 49-year-old ass. You know what I mean? So it's like, these guys have to be realistic with this shit. Like, go out with the fucking 50-year-old girl down the street. She's probably, a nice lady. Why you waste your time chasing these bros who don't even like you? So there needs to be some realism coming in with the guys.
You're correct in a lot of scenarios. Most 30-plus dudes that I know that date younger chicks, the minimum is 23. They don't go any younger than that, typically, unless they're like fucking loaded,
Yeah.
I'm feeling attacked.
That's because you're a player. No,
I
but
mean,
that's
though, like
Yeah.
she was 27, and and 28 by the end. Like, so yeah, like it was
Yeah.
but yeah, like, but she approached me. I was like,
because Kyle's a catch.
He's a fucking hog, bro. He's 6'6", walks in the bar and owns that bitch, man. That's what it is.
Well,
Shit.
bro,
Yeah, even if Kyle is like in proportion of any type, like you know, he's got, you know,
got a wang.
he's carrying a rock
oh
everywhere.
my god, I was at this hot dog stand after the club last night. Yeah, and some dude's car was like fucking, and then the chick beside me was like, calm your business, why is your dick so small? And then I was like that's true, you know, and she's like, I know, and I'm like, I took the bus.
I mean, that's a good line. That's a
I've been waiting for like a decade to use that.
fucking top tier, bro. I took the bus. Why don't you go? Nice. Want to see it? Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's hard to pull off a funny big dick joke without sounding like a douche. So that was good. That was funny.
Yeah,
as fuck.
that's top tier, bro.
Thank you. That one I wanted to bring to stage, but I never had. But like I brought it to real life. It was so much more satisfying.
But then, yeah, now it's a story.
Yeah.
I think a lot of comics they go so fast in on the dick stuff, the small dick stuff, especially. I think that I don't like it. I mean, I'm not saying if you have a small dick, whatever, but like it's so self-deprecating. It just establishes a shit vibe for their set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're already saying, "Oh, I got a small dick, so I'm not gonna bring any energy to this." You know,
I've had comics. I've had somebody like say like, "Oh, you know that guy's packing," because I like how big I am. And I'm just like, but like I knew they did too. But like, so it was like, I just like it's funny because I'm just like, well, it's nice to know that people think that.
I appreciate your perverted eyes. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not a piece of meat, but okay.
I read somewhere that like every time a black dude performs in like Japan or one of those Asian countries, the guys in the front row will fucking start grabbing their junk because all they see this guy in porn. They want to see how big this shit is, so they'll start feeling the guy's cock up and shit.
I mean,
What the fuck?
I wouldn't be surprised. People are weird.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Asia's a weird. I mean, every place is weird, but like compared to like what we think of shit and what they think of shit in Asia, so different, bro. It's wild. It really is, man.
Yeah. That's the weird part is that like what we assume to be normal. Like I was watching a thing the other day where it was a guy complaining about how like he won't be allowed into certain clubs because he's black in Japan. And he called the police, and the police are like, yeah, they don't want you as a customer. You can go somewhere else. And he's like, well, they're like, cool.
Jesus.
They're like, we don't give a shit. And I'm just like, yeah, man, that nobody gives a shit. Sucks to be you. Sorry.
Hold the police.
I mean, yeah, he called the police, and they're just like, we don't care. You're just like, oh, well,
But it's like almost like oh shit. Wow, that sounds like they're really free over there.
Super free.
It's they
So
can do whatever
free
they
you
want.
can say you don't want certain kinds of people here.
Oh, this is taking a real turn there, boys.
It's funny though, because you'll get sometimes that like if an American goes to like India, for example, they don't have any equal housing laws in India. If you're a foreigner, you go to India, they're going to charge you 8 times fucking what they charge an Indian person. What are you going to do? Fuck you, gringo, wherever
It's
they
still
call
3 cents. Who gives a shit?
right? I mean, if you really want to live in Mumbai, bro, it's up to you. I'm not.
Bro,
I've seen the sanitation conditions. Don't get me wrong. I would live a lot of places in the world, but I need basic things. Just basic, very basic. I need sanitation. I need a shower. I need a flush toilet. I do. I can't. I don't like living in conditions that don't have that.
Okay, but have you heard Bill Burr talk about like India? And he's like, bro, this little kid was like between 2 cars, dropped trout, dropped a deuce, pulled his pants up, and walked into the crowd, never to be seen again, like Hannibal Lecter. You're like, bro, that was fucking terrifying. And I'm like, bro, that is pretty messed up. You're like, when you're like, ugh, you're like, yeah, this little kid just randomly comes, shits by a car, and just disappears into the night. You're like, ugh. It's a weird thing, but yeah, still 3 cents. I don't give a shit. Oh, you really got me. Eat my ass.
Oh my. I gotta fight my parking ticket.
Yeah, always fight a parking ticket.
Ugh.
And then when they're like, "Oh, we have proof," what's the proof? Someone said so. Well, I say otherwise.
Well, my
Yeah.
car got impounded, dude. It's gonna be hard
Oh,
to fight it.
that might be a little bit harder.
Damn,
Or
bro.
you can go on the premise of, listen, I'm not saying that I didn't park there. I'm saying is that I did that because I was inebriated and I took the bus home, came back to pick it up.
Oh, I'm gonna say, is this my reward for not drinking and driving? But like I'm just trying to but like that's all I'm fucking,
Yeah, why not?
gonna take a knee on this one and fucking see what the fuck. Hopefully they help me in some way.
Because if you go for to the justice of the peace, like a first attendance, they should be like, okay, we'll just like
They'll do something. They generally do something if you bother to show up. Like it's
yeah.
like they'll do so. Like fuck, man, I already spent $300 on the tow. The $150 ticket is not one I really want to take.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Right.
Like at this point, if I save $10, I'll be like, oh, it's probably worth it. Fuck.
Mm.
I fucked up my knee and I don't know how.
Wait, so does Canada take DUIs like really serious? Because I know that you can't go over there. We can't go over there if we have a DUI.
So
Well,
they
it's
keep
not.
saying that, but I don't think it's a thing.
It is. It's totally a thing.
I went there in 2008. I had a DUI in 2099, 98, 99, something like that. And it was still within the 10-year thing. And I went in 2008 to Victoria. I think, no, 2007. No, 2008. It was Victoria, British Columbia, Victoria. And they didn't say anything up there. And I had a DUI in 2018. And I got my passport just this past year. I still haven't tried it yet, but I bet you if I go up there, how are they going to verify all that shit? All these fucking local cities and shit. No way.
No, you got 2 DUIs?
I've got 3 total.
God damn, bro. How do you have a license?
Well, you just got to have a lot of money, bro. That's how it works. If you're a
That's
fucking
your
vet, bro.
fucking answer to everything.
How that works.
Hey, there's if this reason they got the service, bro, it's called veterans privilege. You get everything when you're a vet. bro.
Dude, I feel like I'm playing Monopoly, but I started playing after everybody has hotels.
Oh yeah, I got like 2 hotels on Boardwalk. You're fucking out right now.
That's just
That's
I don't
accurate.
even have a property.
Hey, you know what the funny thing is? That Monopoly was originally created to help people understand how important it was to not let individual people own too much. That was
Right.
the purpose.
Yeah, I know.
People could
I understand.
understand it's a game, so you understand how bad this could be for society if individuals control too much. Then they just ruin it for everybody. And the people are like, "I'm great at Monopoly. Let's ruin this shit."
Yeah, that's what
permanently."
they did. They marketed it as a game, not a social commentary.
Mm,
So everybody's just like, "That's just a game."
It's
Like,
just a
let's
game.
just-
That's not how real life is. You're like, watch this, boom, boom, and boom.
Yeah,
My favorite part of
somebody's gonna
Monopoly.
flip the board.
My favorite part of Monopoly is how you just randomly go to jail every now and then.
Yeah.
You know?
The most accurate part.
Yeah.
Gotta go
Yeah,
to jail.
yeah.
You don't know why you're going to jail. Just go to jail for a couple turns.
Interestingly
Like-
enough, though, doesn't it make you wonder, like, are we supposed to be trying to pull scams constantly? So it's like, you got caught, but maybe next time you'll be
Problem
good.
is, in real life, you do one scam and it's like a lot of time.
It's
A
a
lot,
lot.
more than a couple turns.
Well,
Like,
think
bro.
about they got bank error in your favor for $200. You're going to jail for that bank error. That's why they're putting you in jail.
That's
I mean-
also, you know what they're going to say is you colluded with that teller, and that's why there was a mistake. So you're both going to jail. She's losing her job, and you're like, what the fuck happened, bro?
Right?
I got this card that said you gave me $200. You're like, nah, we don't remember that.
Right, $200 in 1935, dude. That's a lot of money. That's probably like fucking $3,500 today, bro. That's insane, you know.
Yeah.
So you're going to jail over that, especially in Atlantic City.
So is that supposed to be like the income tax return? Is the pass and go?
Though the pass and go is a salary. That's a salary every day.
Gotcha.
I think if you equate it to like a month or however long you get paid, every 2 weeks or whatever, and one trip around the board is like every 2 weeks. Is how you do it. And you're passing life and you're just driving by stuff and some houses are for sale. But if you got to stop, maybe you're like a traveling person or something, you know, and you got to drive around houses and stay at houses. Maybe you can buy it. I don't know what the example is, but
Well,
I
a
think
traveling salesman was a real job.
that's
at
true.
some point. That's how serious.
God,
it
can you
was.
imagine how shitty that job would be?
Bro.
You know what the worst thing ever, dude? You ever seen they target a lot of college kids. There's this company called Cutco, and they sell knives. And their pitch is, oh, you'll make $15 an hour selling our knives. but they don't tell you like the names are like so bad overpriced. Nobody wants to see them.
I interviewed for one of those when I was like 18.
Did you really? Oh,
Yeah, and I was
okay.
like, this is a scam. I know what y'all are up to.
right. Oh my god. And
You're like, how do I get in on this? You're like,
well, that's where we go wrong in this
Oh,
country, bro. Is that like people think that $35 business opportunities that anybody can do is a legit job? No, most of these things people are just doing it, because they don't want to be mean to you. They're being nice. It's a favor. If your job is a favor to people, that's not really a job. They're just being nice. You got to bring something. If anybody could do it, it's probably not it's always a scam if anybody can do it, pretty much.
yep.
You got to do something people don't want to do or something people can't do. That's the only way you're going to make money. Otherwise, it's just fucking whatever,
I think I need to get a job in like garbage collection. Where I'm like, yeah, I'll just drive the truck, pick up the garbage, get paid. That's it.
Those guys, I got a theory on
Making
those
money,
guys
bro.
around here at least, because I was timing them. I hear them because fucking, every time they came early. They were here like 7, and I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
standing out there, smoking or whatever. And he came by. 15 seconds between cans. There was zoom, zoom, zoom. I bet you they do it really fast, so that way they can finish up the day early and just go sit back in the break room for an hour. That's
Yeah.
my theory.
No. Hey,
There is no fucking way that's their standard.
hey, you're
That's
paid.
dangerous if that's their standard. You know what I mean?
No, you're paid for your shift. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. You just have to do your run. So some
Right,
guys,
hey,
who
I'm not gonna
start-
hate. Fuck it, right? If
no,
they
no.
can-
Some
they
guys
can
start at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning.
do it. Mhm.
They're done like at 10 o'clock in the thing, and you're like, yeah, I'm done, because your stuff has to be out by 7 o'clock in the morning. That's from the night before is the earliest, and I think that's the deal, right? You have to have it.
Yeah, that is how it is. Because my one of my exes back in the day, long before my baby mama, her dad was a garbage man, and they would just knock it out as early as they possibly. They didn't have like, you have to be here by this time. You have to be there. Blah blah blah. They just went and just did their route,
This is your
knocked
route.
it out in 3 hours, and then got drunk for the other 5 and got paid for the whole 8. Like
Yeah.
it was the craziest shit ever. I was like, and then some of them, the smart ones, would go do have
Yeah.
another job or a business of someone 1099, whatever.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like that. He was a drunk, but like
Hey, man, takes
Oh.
all sorts. That's fine.
right. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
doing garbage. What do you expect?
They would always go to the bar afterwards. That's why the happy hour started, is because of garbage men, for sure.
Right.
Oh, a lot of jobs started like that. A lot of things like that, right? Like that's realistic. People just want to fucking hang out. They don't want to have to deal with shit, right? So it's like, okay, I did my job. It's done. Now I can have the day to myself, right? The faster you can do that, the better off your life is going to be. That's the problem with right now, where they're like, oh, you have to be here for 8 hours. What? No. If
don't
I
even
just
get
have
me
you have
started
to
on
do
that.
my job and you pay me a salary. How about that? And the better I get at my job, I should have more free time. If you guys don't want to do that, that's fine. That's on you. But that's just, you're running a bad company. You
Right.
dirty bastards. Anyways, I'm almost done this bad boy.
That's what I had to deal with that when I was dealing with carpet. Well, when I was throwing carpet, they would like be mad that we would finish a job too quick, and then they would be trying to give us other jobs. They'd be like, "No, we'll do that tomorrow." Like, you don't want to work tomorrow's job? No,
Yeah.
we'll do
You know,
that
we could
tomorrow.
bang out 2 jobs in one night. You're like, or I could just enjoy my life. And they're like, no, make money. You're like, no, I want to
We'll
enjoy
make
my
it
life.
tomorrow. Like, what the?
Yeah. You have
Well,
the
there's a
job.
meme.
It's scheduled for tomorrow. Fuck off.
Well, there's a meme I saw that said your kids will never remember you working overtime, and that it's so fucking true. They don't give a fuck.
Right.
That's a good fucking line, though.
Right. Well, I mean, Google, go out there and Google right now. It's no secret. They've asked people that, when they've dead or when they're dying, what do you regret in life? No, nobody ever says, "Oh, I wish I worked more." It's always, "I wish I, said hi to this person. Wish I traveled more." That kind of stuff.
I wish I told more people to fuck off.
Yeah, man. If that's your thing, yeah. I mean, it's
No,
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 that's
that
a
is
real
another thing.
response, bro.
I do like telling people to fuck off. That is a big joy of
I
mine.
have
I'm not gonna lie.
been fairly
Um,
uncensored in my life. So.
Yeah.
But Joey, I know that's something that just like gets on your nerves or whatever it is. I know sometimes you just fucking with me, but that is a big part of why I do like DoorDash, and I don't want to jump to any other job unless it pays the same or more, is because I do take my kid DoorDashing with me when the weather's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a fucking blast, dude. Sometimes he's playing on his tablet or his little Nintendo Switch, and we're just talking, listening to music. It's fucking fun, We're delivering. I did deliver him, but it's a great time. You can't
No,
do
no,
that
no,
with your
no, no.
kids,
Yeah. Oh,
in
yeah.
most jobs.
100%. But bro,
Okay.
that's how it used to. You used to be able to take your like look, there were truck drivers who would take their wife with them, take their kids with them, and be like, yeah, bro, that's fine. We're just gonna go on the road. And you're going,
Oh yeah.
it's not the worst plan. Like, is it great? No, but there are significant benefits, right? To like, you increase the family unit working together and stuff like that. Like, those are good times, and a lot of people have great stories. Like, granted, people also got murdered, but you can't have everything. So
Yeah.
Cool. So you DoorDash, like that's your job?
Yeah, that's my full time job. DoorDash, Uber Eats, deliver
Wow.
food. I do
That's
do
a work.
Uber and Lyft and stuff, but I don't like it. I don't like having strangers in my car.
Yeah. Well, you
Right,
have
having
to,
food is totally different.
yeah, I've heard. I talked to one Uber driver. Well, he did the Uber Eats because his car wasn't new enough, and he
Right.
said he ended up with like free meals all the time. Like people just didn't collect their shit, and like
It does
Yeah.
happen. We had that
Yeah.
happen today. I had that happen today.
bro,
All right.
Kyle and I went to Popeyes. We leave the Popeyes and we were just standing out there because I was having a cigarette. And the right next to the Popeyes, like this was like what, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And next to it was this shawarma place, and they're like, "Hey guys, we just had a huge order that Uber Eats sent out, but they have decided they canceled the order. We got paid, so there's just extra food if you want it." And we're like, "Okay." So we literally each had 2 full bags with like 6 meals each. It was insane.
Gee.
I mean, a lot of places will like they're like stingy where they won't. If they have all this leftover food, they'll just be like, "No, we're gonna throw it away. We're not gonna give it to anybody." But then it just depends on
Why?
what type. Yeah, I don't get it. But there are legitimate businesses that are like that, where they have like leftover food at the end of the day and don't want to give it away or give it to their employees or anything. You know what I mean? It's weird.
You
Working in
deserve
the food industry as much as I have, I've run into that a lot. That does happen.
I mean, I see
More
both
than you
sides of
think.
it, but like at the end of the day, I mean, because like they don't want to have it get to a point where they get
people
some
wait till the end of the day.
idiot, yeah, well, they get some idiot employee who's going to cook extra because they know they're going to get it. You know what I mean? Because you got the main boss can't be there all the time, and that's going to affect every business at the end of the day like that. So,
Right.
you know, I don't. I was going to say something about that, but I forgot. Oh, the Uber Eats thing. Yeah, there's a lot of free food like that, man. It's you just gotta. I don't know. It's wild. Oh, the people. You know what happens a lot, Cole? People get drunk and then they order the food
And forget.
then they pass out. And
Oh,
then they
That happens to me so much where I cannot get a hold of anybody. Or I've had people be drunk and they're like, they'll call me and they'll be like, "So I put the wrong address." And I'm like, "Dude." And they're like, "Can you bring it to the other address?" I'm like, "Where is it?" And they're like, "Oh, like 45 minutes in the other direction." Nah. No. And then they get like pissed. "Oh, I'll give you a 20. I don't care. Like, I don't believe you either, but I don't care. Like,
That's funny.
happens a lot. Like, that's why I stopped driving at night as much. There's a lot of other reasons why I don't drive at night too. I'm getting old. I can't see as much. And then they're weirdos at night. But yeah, that was one big reason why I stopped at night. So,
But that's the thing is like there's a distinct difference with working during the day and working at nighttime, right?
Yeah.
Like
especially
be
for
honest.
delivery food, for sure.
what the fuck this is.
You'd actually be surprised how much money is just being thrown around during the day too. Like I don't make less than $100 a day. That's on the low end. I make 150. That's kind of where I stop for the day for the most part is 150.
But
You know, so,
150
like-
a day, that's a good, like that's a decent run, right?
That's,
Right.
that's a decent day. You know, that's not bad. It pays my bills and stuff. Some days I try to get more than that. It depends what I got going on. But there's a lot of people just throwing money at delivery food all day long. And I'm in Cleveland. I'm not in like some major hub. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we
yeah,
get good food here. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, this isn't like LA or New York, you know?
it's made people so fucking lazy, and it's not just the app.
100%.
I think a lot of it's
Yeah.
residuals from the pandemic. A lot of people just don't want to go out anymore.
Yeah.
They don't. They'll use the pandemic as an excuse, but the pandemic made everybody lazy, bro. It did.
Yeah. Oh, there's no question there. Bro, I don't like go like we'll go out or we're not gonna go pick up food and bring it home. We're either going out or we're ordering in. That's
See,
fine.
I have a different perspective on that because I DoorDash so much. I'm always like, I'll just go get it. Like, it's just gonna save me $12
Yeah,
just to go get
which
it.
is a lot.
I'm way cheaper than I am. Like I'm not as lazy as I am cheap. Like I gotta fucking. I'll go get it. Like I'm not gonna spend $12 for somebody to fucking bring it to me. Like,
Right.
fuck that shit. When I first moved into my apartment, we moved in, so we ordered a pizza and we just had it delivered. But with like tip and delivery fee, it was like an extra $9.
Yeah,
And then
fuck all that.
pizza got here in like fucking 10 minutes. And then I'm like, where the fuck is this pizza place? It's like
It's like 12 minutes away.
It's like a block away. Like you could walk there and it would be fine. Like that's how. So yeah, no, it's fucking. I'm like, never again will I spend $9 to get somebody to walk a pizza across the fucking street. Practically, like fuck.
Right.
Like pissed me off.
You know that. You know, ironically enough, that's also a big thing that we dealt with in carpet too. Was like I like me and my like buddy, we would knock out the job in 2 or 3 hours, and then they would be like, "This is a $900 job." And they're like, "Yeah, like and like they're like, I'm not paying you $300 an hour." Or like, well,
that's not a
that's
neat
carpet
one.
for you, buddy. Like they'd be mad that we finished it fast.
Yeah. Some people are like that. And you're like,
Yeah,
that's
I'm like, you're paying for the year's experience.
Yeah, that's what he would always tell them too. But he was like, "Yeah, you're not paying for me to do this by the hour. You're paying for all the experience and all the years." Because the other guy that I worked with, he did it for like 10 years, and he got me into it. So yeah, he had the real experience. But yeah, that's what he would say. You're paying for the time I put in, not the time I put in today.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's the whole thing is people don't want to understand that. They're like, well, I don't want that, and you're like, okay, I'll just pull up the carpet. Like, no, and you're like, okay, just shut the fuck up then. Shut the fuck up, you dumb piece of shit.
I had a buddy, he installed car stereos, and he installed it once, and the fucker was like, "No, I'm not going to pay you, blah, blah, blah." And then he went back in the car, he ripped the fucking thing out, and obviously you do it a lot less neat at that point, you know?
Right. It's way quicker to pull it up than it is to
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is a fact.
And you leave a much bigger mess. So, yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, you ripped it out. I'm like, you fucking right, you do that. Like, well, fuck that, dude.
absolutely. I love that people are like, what? What do you mean you're gonna rip it out? You're like, yeah, I did a job. If you're not gonna pay me for the job, then I'm going to reverse it. Why? Because you're a piece of shit. Ta-da!
Yeah, and they're like weird. They're like weirded out too. Because I have had to pull a carpet up before, off of shit we didn't get paid for. But like they almost believe it's like against the law to do that. It's like, no, this is our property, bro. Give it here.
Yeah. Oh, people are dumb as shit. That's the hard part of is helping people understand. You're like, hey man, yeah, you can't just decide. Well, I don't want to pay. Yeah, that's fine. You can do that, and then we'll take back.
That
our
is
stuff.
an option.
You're like, what? You're like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you were just going to get it for free all of a sudden? Like, yeah, that wasn't in the cards, there, friend. That wasn't one of the plans that allowed this process.
Are you coming over to watch the Super Bowl?
Are you watching the Super Bowl in
Probably.
Canada? That is so crazy to me.
Yeah, I probably will. We'll talk tomorrow. So I have Hammered and Cheese we're doing in the morning or in the afternoon after Generation Dan at 3. So it'll probably be like 5:30 when I'm done all that, and then I'll text you and we'll go over there. Maybe I'll bring a pizza. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Wait, so we're doing Hammer and Cheese at 3 or 4?
4.
4.
We're doing Generation Dan
at 3.
at
That's
3, and then we'll figure it out. I don't know. Do you want me to come over? What do you want to hang out or?
Yeah, that was an invitation.
All right, cool. I am down. I think it'll be fun.
Should I invite the other two or no?
Why not?
We don't
Get
want
like 9 pizzas for you fucking giant Sasquatches to eat.
Joe can't go to Canada. He has 3 DWIs.
I bet you I can get
And
up there.
I don't have a passport, so it's just not
I
gonna
can get up
happen.
to Canada, bro. They're not gonna say nothing. There's no way.
When he says the 2 others, it's 2 other people that we had been talking about as well. You fucking, not you 2 idiots.
You too.
Dipshit. They're like, well, we can't come. You're like, yeah,
Oh.
thanks for letting us know. We weren't going to ask you to drive 7 hours to come up and hang out for the Super Bowl.
I just didn't know y'all had other friends. I'm sorry.
We do.
I didn't know y'all actually had local friends.
We do.
They're not even that local.
We're not even. Also a good point.
They're a lot local compared to you.
Yeah, I'm way better than those two because you referred to them as those two. I know I'm better, but I'm not local, so.
Oh, I didn't refer to them as those two, but like, they are.
That's what you said.
He said the other two. Let's calm down.
Whatever. Semantics.
Whatever. I don't care. Okay, I'm still important. It's fine.
Where
What do
the
you guys-
fuck is Atlas in this fucking card game?
Bro, that's just Atlas. Atlas has his priorities. His priorities
I
are.
haven't talked to him since he became a married man.
You know what? He does seem a little more relaxed. So
That's weird.
Yeah. Well,
Well, they're in that stage when they're not going to say this overtly because they're very private,
Conservative in the
they're
most liberal ways.
They're probably trying for a baby, so they're probably fucking every chance they get. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody has to.
It's a fun 8 months when you first get married.
I fuck like
After
I'm trying
that,
for a baby every
fucking
time. I don't
shit.
care. I'm always trying for a baby when I fuck.
Why not?
I don't really want it, but
I mean,
I'm gonna fuck like I mean it. You know. Why else? Why be there?
that's fair. That's fair. Let me just do that. And that. I
What are
am
you laughing at, Joe?
fucking this thing up.
I'm just thinking this stupid shit.
That will happen, sir. That will happen.
That's how it is, bro.
I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There.
So Dino, man, we got to figure out this Buffalo thing, bro. We got to do this golf outing out in Buffalo. What do you think?
Yeah. So I'm like March is going to be a little bit weird. We're just having a little bit of a staffing issue here, but I'm like I even asked Cole if he wanted me to come after Valentine's Day, and he's like, no. I'm like, why? He's like, I'm booked. I'm like, okay, so you're saying I can't stay, or you have work and you need to pay rent? He's like, yes. I'm like,
Awesome.
So,
Well, he's at work. We could go see like the Rock College shit.
yeah, I don't care. I'm down. But yeah, he's very busy because he's very important.
But we do need a Buffalo. We got to go to Buffalo and hook up with Paul, and we can fucking do a couple rounds of golf and just kick it by the falls and shit like that.
Fuck yeah.
You want to go do that in March? I'll go in March.
Yeah, we'll go in March. That's fine.
I got a set of golf clubs.
All right,
Oh,
sweet.
you're so important.
I ain't been golfing in a hot minute, so it'll be fun, man. We can smoke weed on the course, get the cart, have fun with it.
Yeah, I haven't been golfing since I broke
Can
up
we
my
smoke weed
baby
in
mama.
Buffalo?
You can smoke weed on golf courses. Weed's legal in New York, so golf courses.
Oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yep.
it's legal in New York, Ohio, Michigan, Maine,
Like 20
Massachusetts,
states now.
Vermont. It's still not legal in Pennsylvania and Indiana. Probably, I would imagine soon, because Illinois is legal as well. Indiana.
Pennsylvania is crazy though. They're the
Yeah,
ones that are locked
Pennsylvania's-
at Peach or Chong, Tommy Chong.
Hey, the thing about Pennsylvania, it's outside of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh. It's kind of like Alabama, Pennsylvania. It's a really weird.
Yeah.
That whole middle
Yeah.
section, Harrisburg, and all that, that's fucking deep red, bro. That's a really weird area. It is, but
That's Trump country right there.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm gonna-
Pennsylvania is a weird place in general. Sorry, Kyle. What?
I was gonna say that, like, weed's legal in Vegas, but it was hard as fuck to find and expensive as shit.
Oh yeah. I always bring. Well, that's the thing, man. I always bring when I travel. I bring my own weed. It's like, why am I gonna buy this local ass weed? Shit, this is garbage.
I know
Well,
you ain't getting on a plane with weed, bro. Come on.
You don't get out playing weed.
I'm not
They
crossing
don't
the
check.
border.
Dude, I got a little pouch. It's a smell-proof pouch I got on Amazon, bro. I just put the weed in there. I flew to the Virgin Islands. Dude, I was 3 feet away from that drug dog. He didn't do nothing. And there was a fucking half ounce of weed in there.
Joe has got white privilege.
I do not
From
condone
the
any
dog.
of that business or shenanigans. Just to be very clear.
Joey was like basically drug dealing over YouTube for years and nothing happened. So I don't know what Joey's got going on, but like as somebody who has sold weed for I'm past that statute of limitations for anybody watching or if this ever comes out. But I have sold weed and I would never be that fucking like nonchalant the way Joey is.
Fucking audacious, where he's just like, yeah, I just do whatever. You're like, get the fuck away from me.
Raisin.
That's
Well,
it.
I mean,
Immediately.
It's
Joey
like,
doesn't give a fuck.
Well, dude, you gotta. Most cops are me, dude. They're fucking suburban dads who got kids in school, so they're gonna look the other way 9 times out of 10 on everything you do.
That is also not even remotely accurate. Every time that I've been like, "Oh, cops are good guys," they are not. That is.
That's
Actually,
been my
North
experience.
Olmsted cops.
I'm with Dino on this one.
North Olmsted cops are actually really nice. I fuck with North Olmsted cops. I know a couple of them. They're very nice people. Westlake, I'm not going to get into that, but Westlake, that's where I got the DUI.
Yeah, it depends on the neighborhood, bro. Come over here to like fucking Mayfield Heights and Mayfield Village, Gates Mills.
Oh,
They'll eat your butthole. They will.
Well, the problem, Nicole, is we got all these little suburbs and shit don't need their own police departments. It's a fucking waste of our
I
time.
agree. It should be county police only.
Honestly, and this is radical thinking here, but there needs to be a federal standard for law enforcement, and we should treat it like how we do the service. Every state can get their own thing or whatever, but like you need to have standards and benefits standardization across the board for these officers. So there's standardization in training, what they can and can't do, standardization for complaints, etc. Because like I don't know how many cities in Cuyahoga County, fuck 100 something like that. You got 100 different police forces.
We have
Why?
so many neighborhood
No
suburbs
reason.
in Cleveland. We have one of the most suburbs of any major city in the country.
It's insane, dude.
What's up, Dorito?
Dorito, what's up, pal? How you doing, bud?
That's the whole problem, right? Like realistically, it's the idea that people in the police force, just like border control. Okay, when I took the bus through and came down, I went through Detroit, and the guys who were working the border, the one guy, okay, number one, big, fat, dopey looking retard, wearing astigmatism glasses. I saw him grab a door handle and miss, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing here? And he was
Border Patrol.
He eyeballed every person in line that came off my bus, and I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, bro, you're the front line of defense. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, you can't. You're like, this guy couldn't figure out a door handle in a brightly lit room. Okay, what are you talking about? You're the front line. Get your ass out of my fucking way, you dipshit. Like,
Oh my god! Dude.
absolutely not. Absolutely
That's the
not.
guy I would hold the weed in front of and be like, "This is fine."
Like it's
He's
like,
not gonna be able to find it.
bro, I was so just like enraged by that shit.
No, you know what's the funniest part to me, Dino, is that like this doesn't sound racist, but you're just like a white guy, and you have to deal with border patrol like kind of often. That's funny to me. As somebody who grew up in South Texas too, on top of it, because I'm used to hearing this from my like Hispanic friends, and then you're just like fucking border patrol as this fucking pasty fucking European guy.
Bro, that
It's
was
so
in Detroit. Okay, don't mix this up. Okay, and listen, it's bad enough when they're just like, oh, I'm the front line of defense. I'm like, no, you're not. Holy crap, let's not worry about getting mugged. You really got to look out for them. They're butthole eaters in Cleveland.
They are, dude. They're butthole
Stay away
eaters.
from Cleveland butthole bandits. I mean, that
The
sounds
Boys
like a
and
real
Blue are
job. I don't
Butthole
know.
eaters.
It does sound like an employable job. Like,
They
Well,
munch on that
the whole thing
butthole.
about- the whole thing about TSA and the Border Patrol and all that, after
oh,
9/11, bro, they switched everything out of the Patriot Act. So they moved everything around, and it just kind of made everything a cacophony of fuckery, dude. It's
Yeah.
if you see a TSA agent, 98% of the chance they're looking for a job like mine or a federal job that's worth its cush, And
Right.
the Border Patrol guys, I mean, those Border Patrol sites, dude, are so devastating to like the demographic. If you're a 25-year-old and you're going down to Nogales, Arizona or some shit, whatever, it's fucking, there's nothing to fucking do. You're bored out of your skull. It's not, it's horrible. They really,
Yup.
they probably at some point they'll do this, but they probably need to at least temporarily until they get things under control, militarize the border. Because at least in the military, there's standards, protocols, etc.
hold on, Joey. Let's be honest. Why isn't the border militarized? It's your border. Are you
Because we
fucking
have
kidding me?
a fucking basically a California woke face as the president.
If you really think that's the president, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but
Let's be honest.
the people
He's not
that's the
making
people
any
he's
decisions.
aligned with are running the country. That's why we're just let everybody in. You know why? You know why? Because Donald Trump was like, we're gonna build a wall. So the antithesis to build a wall is let everyone in.
Which is like the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
Because that's all we do over here in this country now is we're just going to do the opposite of what the other guy did. We don't have reasonability in this country anymore.
Did you just call it reasonability? All right, that's it.
I mean, I'm not running for office.
Let's go.
You get my vote.
Well, you can't vote for me because I use a fake name. So
Yeah,
That is only one of the reasons I can't vote.
butthole mining is not a safe place. Not. Let me in here. I'll explain the issues. I don't feel like that is a move in the right direction, sir. But fun times. Joey, feel free to send it to him.
All right. I got you, Dorito. Go to your IG, bro. I'll send it to you. He's not on Facebook. I go to IG.
also, while you're on there, check out Dino's bio where it says he makes $2.5 million a year.
That's a year now? Okay. Yeah. All right.
I thought it was just a net worth. I thought it doesn't really have reportable.
I
income.
don't know. I don't know words.
All right. Just so you guys know, we have like almost.
Hey, it's most of them, Dorito. It's most of them. I mean, most of these people coming through are from Guatemala, from
How many
Colombia,
people?
wherever, you know.
Listen,
It says deep Mexico. Deep Mexico. Deep Mexico.
hey, having been to Mexico recently, even like Mexicans are super racist for other people. Like other.
Dude, hey,
other
Mexicans.
Everyone is. It's not a white people thing.
Hey, Mexican nationals, dude, they love Donald Trump. Some of them do. They really do. Like, people think, oh, yeah, Trump is a, party lines down in Mexico. No, because they like what Trump says about the immigration and shit. They don't want all these fucking Guatemalans or whoever it is. And I just say Guatemalans because I have a fucking thing for, I don't like Guatemalans. I don't. When we was in,
Guatemalan specifically?
we were in Cancun for spring break in 2002, and there was this party at this it was a Mardi Gras party, and all these chicks were showing tits and having fun. These Guatemalan dudes in the front kept fucking playing with their tits and groping them. It's like, dude, stop it. And the fucking security guard was Guatemalan too, so he didn't give a fuck. He's letting all his friends do it. It was horrible. It was fucking horrible.
Well, hey, thanks, Angie. I think Joey already sent you a thing, so you're welcome to come on if you'd like.
Yeah, shoot up. She was doing something. She was taking a phone call, probably like getting her cable cut back on.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm almost done. I'm on the last bag, just so you guys know.
Well, stay live until 10, bro, because Dorito and Angie are coming up.
Yeah. Well, this is the funny thing is that having said that this is my last bag before I'm done for the night, not the first time I've said that. So thanks a lot, everybody. That's I used to be cool, you bastards. What's up, Dorito?
What's happening? Okay, Sniff and Glue. You being from Texas, you should know this. You should know this.
There's
You're
a lot. You'll find that I don't know a lot of things.
You should know this. Being in growing up in a border state or whatever, you should know this. When it comes, because I am in California, you are right. There's a lot of woke stuff about that. But the thing is if we vetted like we used to back in the 70s and 80s,
yeah,
then we wouldn't have as much of an issue. See, the catch and release thing, that's the problem. Before, it used to be catch, put him in jail for 3 months the first time, send him back, drop him off at Tijuana with the sandwich. The second time was 6 months. The third time they did 3 years. Okay. Now, there is an issue with that because they still come back. There can be issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 75% of the people coming over the border now are not from Mexico.
Right.
They're not from Guatemala. They're not from down there. They're from China. They're from Russia.
I've heard a lot of them are from the Middle East too.
Yeah, yes, a lot of them, and a lot of Chinese. Now, this is back to another thing too. You talk about the Chinese fentanyl. Where do you think all the fentanyl comes from when it comes through Mexico?
I thought it comes from Big Pharma.
It comes from China.
Oh.
Okay. Now, what's going on is the cartels don't really like it. There's a couple cartels that will smuggle the fentanyl. But what they're doing is they're taking these Chinese illegal immigrants, giving them the fentanyl and all the European foreigners, making them carry all the fentanyl over the border.
Once again, those dirty Europeans.
Well, no, it's just that they're doing things like that. So, it's I don't know it all, bro, but I can tell you this much. I feel
The Chinese are Asian. They're not Europeans.
No, you.
other countries, you fucker. Sniff a little bit more glue. But that's just it. There is a lot of issues, but if we controlled it in a different manner, I think it'd be better. Everybody's getting all blown up and out of hand, but if you look back at the 70s and the 80s, it was handled, bro, especially here in California.
Hey, nobody who has immigrated to the United States or Canada is willing, like, they're like, no. Everyone's for immigration. We're talking about people who are just trying to fuck with a country, and they're like, yeah, we come in illegally, and you're like, yeah, no, that's not okay. Legal immigration, number one, should be streamlined, and also is a good thing for the country. Illegal.
I've never been against immigration ever. I'm actually pro immigration. This country was founded on
give me your tired and your weak. But see, that's the other thing too, is in Mexico, a lot of Mexican people that aren't born in like Mexico City and the cities and stuff like that, they're born in ranchos, okay, or they're born out on farms, or they're born out in the middle of nowhere. A lot of them don't even have a birth certificate, bro.
Right. I have a buddy
who
was brought over to Texas from Mexico when he was a kid. And when he became an adult, it became a whole problem for him because he didn't have a birth certificate. There was no record of his birth, but he's not legal here. So like it ended up they gave him a felony and sent him back to Mexico, but he didn't have any record. He didn't have any citizenship in Mexico. So they sent him back over here, and it was a whole thing that he actually had to get a lawyer and everything. It did work out for him eventually, but it was like a 4-year process.
And a lot of money. And a lot of money. And that's the thing. Like, I got one of my best friends that I grew up with. His stepfather was an illegal alien.
Yeah.
He came over, and that guy for 10 years was an illegal alien, okay?
Yeah.
He saved up and bought 2 houses through his wife.
Nice.
Bought them, paid for them, okay? Worked his ass off every day. They weren't allowed to speak English in the Spanish in the household during the day. They had to speak English, okay?
Smart move.
He went to school and earned his citizenship. So this is why I look at it like when people say all these Mexicans coming over the border illegally, well, you know what? A lot of them don't have any other way, bro.
True.
And
but that's not what I'm talking. That's a bureaucracy issue that should be part of the solution for immigration, right?
Well, this is the thing. If you look at the California-Mexico Act, which they eliminated a long, long time ago, you'd have seen that migrant workers were able to come over here from border cities and work in border cities, but they had to go back home. Yeah. And they could earn their citizenship that way. Yeah. So that's the thing. And Mexico doesn't make it very easy for someone that is just some Mexican born out on a farm to get here to Mexico. He's not get here to the U.S. He's not going to do it.
Yeah.
If he's a citizen if he lives in Mexico City and he went to elementary school, junior high school, guess what? We're going to give you a student visa to go to Mexico or go to the U.S.
Yeah.
They go to the U.S. and either A, after that visa is up, they stay and they're here illegally, or B, they take and graduate and go on home, or they do the due process and become legal citizens. You see what I'm saying? So it's easy for them, but it's not easy for someone that worked at a ranchito.
The only issue I have with that is, like, if you're going to come over to this country, you're not from here, you should have, like, a skill that is desirable. You know what I mean? You don't come over here and become a DoorDasher. We got plenty of those guys. Like, those guys aren't benefiting society in any type of way. Yeah. Like, there needs to be less DoorDashers. That way I can continue working and make more money.
So
I look at it like this.
They're going to steal my job. How dare they?
These Mexicans are coming over here and stealing my job.
If you're going to be a productive member of society and not drain the system, fucking welcome.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Let
me hold the door open for you.
That's how it used to be.
Yep.
That's why I don't understand how everyone's like, oh, follow the money and that kind of stuff. You're like, great. Okay. Where's the profitability of this? Where is the profitability of this entire situation? It doesn't make any sense, right?
It's never going to get situated until corruption's handled. And corruption down there is not going to get handled. So
it's not even just corruption. We have so many countries in this world now. We got to get back to what's in it for me partnerships. You know what I mean? We got to stop being, you got to stop. You got to do this. And, the vegans and don't be mean. Like, we got to get back to what's in it for me, because I already know what's in it for you. Why should I be a part of this? You know what I mean? We got to get back to that. As a country, as a people, as a society, like, stop fucking feeding the weak. Let them grow.
I mean, yeah, but also, like, that's
Everybody should help. They should help one another. But if you ain't gonna help yourself, what's the fucking point?
well,
Right,
that's
exactly.
the whole thing, right? Like,
I don't mind helping people as long as it's beneficial to me, Like, why am I?
As long as I get
I'm just
taken
gonna
care
help
of,
people and
you'll
it's
be
just gonna
fine.
fuck me over,
like that.
I just think that the Mexican people got a bad rap
Sure.
because of the way the world is down there.
I
You know
will
what
say
I
I do perpetuate that joke, but that's because I know Mexican people, like people who are born in Mexico and people who have immigrated here. I know people who are here and then get treated as if they were always been from Mexico. And it's just a funny joke because it's an inside joke to me because I know some people like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I am perpetuating a joke because you don't know that I know that. But so you're right. You're correct.
Well, no, you said you were from Texas. I heard you say that. You grew
Right.
up with some Mexican people, so you know how it is, bro. You know the
Yeah.
struggle. You know it's
Oh,
not.
I don't know the struggle.
Well, you've had
I have
friends.
a different struggle. But
You've had friends, and you've seen them go through shit. You just said it yourself. Your buddy.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know
I've
that's
had
the
friends
struggle
that tell
right
me-
there, bro.
I've had friends tell me my dream is to marry a white girl. Like,
Oh,
Me
We
too.
had. I worked with a guy, and this
Dummy.
guy, I shit you not, his nickname was Coyote, and that was the reason why that was his nickname, bro. This
I wonder
guy would
why. What that mean? What that mean, Dorito?
Coyote is someone that basically gets the people through the mountain, bro, over the river and through the banks. But anyways, Coyote, this dude was funny as fuck, dude. He's gotten busted by the Border Patrol twice while he was working with us, and I seen him yank him away in cuffs. Okay,
for real.
every single time he's back the following Monday to go to work.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's
He can
business
pick
right
up
there.
On a Friday, bro, he'll be back working by Monday, dude. I don't know how he did it. That motherfucker was to work.
That's
Anyways,
awesome.
he's told me, he says, you know what? I'm like, because I used to give him shit because he wouldn't speak a lick of English, and he didn't care to.
Okay.
And I told him, like, motherfucker, you got to learn some English. And he's like, no, I don't care to. I'm not going to do it. And I'm like, what are you going to do? Just go back to Mexico? He goes, no, I'm going to marry me a white girl. That's why he said that. That's what he did, dude. But he became a U.S. citizen, and he married a white girl. You know what I
Hell
mean?
yeah.
But he still don't speak much English. He's funny as hell, dude. He
Who
just don't want to.
Who speaks much English?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, fuck it. If you can get by, who gives a shit?
But that dude worked his ass off every day, bro.
That's why I don't have a problem. If somebody was like, oh, I'm looking for a better life and I want to work my ass off, great. If you're not, go home.
Now imagine this. You come over, you really work real hard to try and become an American citizen. It's taking you a long, long time. You're working under a bogus social security number because it's the only way you can work, right?
Right.
You bust your ass, all that tax money. You don't get that back.
Nope.
You don't get none of those breaks. You don't get nothing. It's just you're just throwing it out, dude. and they give that
the
up.
real fuckery of it, right?
Yeah, and they give it up. You know? So could you imagine that, dude? You have 2 kids, you can get back like almost 10 grand that year. And you don't get shit because it's not really you.
That's what I get back is about 10 grand.
You know? Yeah. Yeah, no, 2 kids is standard.
I gotta go knock some more women up.
Anywhere from 6 to 10 grand.
Well, I mean, most people don't have the situation you do. I mean, it happens, bro. I mean, it is what it is. But if you stay with the person that you birth your children with, remember that chart I showed you the other day, which showed you married men made like $30,000 a year more than married women, single men, single women. There's a reason for that. It's because you don't have to fucking pay for all the divorces and child support. All you got money in the bank because you ain't pay for that shit. You know?
Isn't it a tax cut to be married too?
Is
Yeah.
it-
Yeah. So there's got to be a little bit of something too.
There's a you get some benefits that are just by doubling up
I
and stuff.
don't know. I call them
really
benefits.
are they benefits when it comes down to it because it technically kind of puts you in a higher tax bracket, doesn't it? So isn't filing joint as opposed to married but
Bitch
filing
don't let you file
Single?
joint these days. Get the fuck out of here.
dude.
They talk about this is your tax return. This is my tax return. I don't care that you got you claim the child tax credit. This is my $600. That's how every woman is.
I guess I'm lucky, dude.
You got it.
Ever since I got married, I fucking done the joint tax return every year. We usually use it to pay for the kids' school, private school, and all that.
We file married, but we file the separate because of business. But when
Dorita runs the Bada Bang down in fucking Palo Alto.
Yeah, but the wife, when she gets, we don't ever half's mine, dude. I made those kids.
Yeah,
fuck all that.
That's just how it is.
Well, there's money that goes into running a house. Usually, the tax return goes into running that house. I mean, it's just whatever it is, a project or school or a trip vacation or whatever the fuck it is.
Nice tools.
Reno.
Can I tell you now that I got my own? Now that I don't have no bitch around, no woman. I should say woman. I'll stop saying bitch because to everybody else,
that's why you don't have a woman around, bro.
Yeah, it sounds way more aggressive, but that's not how I mean it.
I mean, we really do as men need to stop using that word. I mean, it's shitty to say because it's one word, but I mean,
it's a great word.
But it is just so condescending. It starts out a fucking negative tone to every conversation. So
have older sisters, bro, and then tell me that word is smart.
I got a younger sister.
That's all I'm saying, dude. You get your ass beat when you're young and use those words, dude. When they're bigger than you, dude, you get fucked up. Trust me, dude. Oh, by the way, hi Kyle, how you doing? I'm Dorito. Good to meet you, Kyle.
Kyle's like, I'm good. You guys talk about that shit.
Kyle's mad about the immigration. He's trying to get over here. He's trying to sneak across the border.
Don't hop in the box truck. They might leave you in the desert.
What'd you say, Kyle?
You heard about that a long time ago, right? Where they in Nogales, they stacked up all those illegals and brought them over the border, and then left them in a box truck locked up, and most of them died.
Fuck.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
Let's keep it light there, boys. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, remember when we talked about funny stuff?
Yeah, we're talking about funny stuff.
Yeah.
What did you say to my dumbass comment? What did you say?
I said I was trying to sneak you across the border.
I appreciate that, Kyle, because I'm going to need it at some point.
I'm going to show you what healthcare and free and legal pot is.
But
I don't think y'all realize if y'all get me across that border, I'm sneaky. I might be there a while. Like, so absorbing resources.
You're San Bernardino, so I'm good.
So how true is this? With the free healthcare and stuff, access is quicker for the younger?
No.
It should be though. That should be. I went to the hospital. I had an emergency where I cut my finger off washing dishes, and all the old people got to go before me, and it pissed me the fuck off because they got health care, and I already wrote down that I didn't have any. But regardless, I am a contributing member to this society, and I know none of those fucking geriatric people are doing anything but siphoning our Social Security. Okay, I have way more work potential than they do.
Stay.
Somebody clip this for the year 2073. Somebody clip this for 2073, please.
I will agree. I will agree still. I think the youth gets to cut in line at the emergency room. That's how I feel.
So Dorito, the bigger issue here is when you're not in like a city, so where Kyle and I live in Toronto-ish, like just on the outskirts of it, like I'm half an hour away from 10 university hospitals. Like it's not like I can get whatever I want. People are like, oh, like something got torn open on my body by an alien. Yeah, I'll have an ambulance here in 10 minutes. It's not like it's but if you're out in butt fuck nowhere, you're like, yeah, that's an issue.
Yeah, okay. My hospital is like 15 minutes down the road, like a non-busy road. Like
yeah, like it's
not even 15, it's like less than 10, I think.
Mine's like a mile and a half away.
Right. Yeah, so like but that's the whole thing, right? Like if you're dealing with that kind of shit, it's not that bad.
But
in
mine's like a
general.
decent one though. Like I live really close to Brampton too, but like fuck, you might as well go in there with a hangnail and you come out dead.
You might die. Yeah.
Well,
that's a
that's what I was saying. That's there. I heard that the healthcare, the way the prioritizing there is different than here.
No, they prioritize.
No.
If you were in there for a cough and Cole came in with his finger half severed, they'd probably let Cole first.
And that's how it should be. That's the other thing. I had way more like worse like problems than these old people, and that's what pissed me off too. I was like, my finger is not connected to me anymore.
Yeah, you're like, I
I'm
still need to
bleeding
work. If you guys-
everywhere. I got this napkin that was white. It's red now.
79-year-old lady, she got a little cough, but you
Yeah,
don't
who knows
have
what's
time
wrong
to
with
check
it?
her right
She
now.
has even if she has
finger.
is having a heart palpitation, I feel
Let
like
her
my
die.
situation's worse.
His
No, but
opinion
if
is
you're-
let her die. We don't
What
need
is her problem? What?
If
My
you're,
pinky
if you're
had to be
bleeding,
so
you get
back
it
on.
You and your fucking Logan's Run mentality, man.
100%. Yeah. His way is like, oh yeah, let them all
Got a
die. I
red
don't give a
gem.
shit.
Let her
I don't like
die.
old
You just
people.
got a red gem.
I also don't like old people too, so that might be a little bit of that.
Yeah, but that's fair. That's old people. Old people can be a little bit much sometimes.
Not
right?
even, dude. I got my 79-year-old, oh, she's 80 now, 80-year-old grandmother here. And you know what, bro? 2 words: quesadillas and naps. I fucking
yeah, that's
love them.
I mean, yeah, okay. I'm not saying that's not the case. I'm just, there's more to it though.
Dude, it's so awesome, dude. Like, even with the smoke and the weed, I smoke in the garage. There's no way they cannot smell it. A long time ago, when she first moved in, she's like, "What's that smell, me, huh?" And I said, "Well, Grandma, it's pot." She goes, "Oh, you smoke pot?" And I said, "Yeah, but it's good pot. Look at it." Said, "I'll just smoke it in the garage, not in the house. If you smell it, let me know so I can try and block the smell for you."
This is Yahweh's lettuce, not the devil's lettuce.
So every once in a while, she'll, "Mijo,
Stinky.
you want a quesadilla?" Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. By the
absolutely.
way, I can smell your pot. Okay, sorry, Grandma. She never just outright tells me, dude. She always kind of asks me a question first, and then just,
But that's
So I
bro,
would just-
that's reasonable. Sorry, go ahead.
I would make sure she smelt it all the time, so I got a quesadilla out of it.
Bro.
Not even, bro. And
Yeah,
then then she'd move, bro.
Oh,
What are you
yeah, don't
talking
want that.
about?
Why
be-
why
you gotta
are
be-
you're like, I threw in some fun, and then you're like, nope, gotta take that away.
No, because that would be
Like, why are
taken
you,
away.
like-
You don't understand.
It's Dorito for
Go
one.
from like funny, light conversation, now we're like the news.
No, 2 things: quesadillas and naps, bro. I really love those.
Talking news, fucking immigration and
What
fucking
is happening
balls.
right now? Oh.
Yeah, no, she
If I
don't
wanted to
mind
be
it.
depressed, I could do that alone.
Don't jump.
Don't do it.
I'm like, when did Chris get here? He had a problem for every solution, that motherfucker. Oh, my.
That is also true. Yeah.
I get it though. My mom's like that. Like when she was over for I hosted Christmas for the first time ever. My mom came over and after the presents were all open and shit, I sparked up a joint, and she's just like the whole time she's like, "Oh, that smells terrible. Are you gonna do that the whole day?" And I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do it until it's done. Like, fuck out of my face. You're in my house. Don't like it. Go home."
Yeah, it's just in the garage. My wife don't smoke either, so
Oh, that's fair then.
I mean, it's one thing if they live with you, but
yeah.
there's older fucking people, man.
And she's not bad about it, bro. It's just that if it was overwhelming, she would leave before say that she was uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Well, then you're just trying not to be a shitty person to live with.
Right.
Exactly.
Which that's
That's
fine.
what I meant by that, Kyle. So you don't need to jump. It's okay. Come back. Step away from the cliff.
Everything's okay. Jesus.
I have far too many reasons to jump already, sir. You don't need to do anymore.
Well, let me see if I can help you out then.
No, don't do that.
Won't you step
I'm
back
just
from
kidding.
that ledge, my friend?
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll do it backwards.
Do a flip. I mean, I have to admit, I do
Hey,
hope
that
someday I can
scene,
say this. to somebody.
Do you remember
Hey.
that scene with the other guys, bro? With that was so fucking funny.
I do have a safety tested line if you need it, Kyle.
Oh,
God,
The Rock
man.
and
the harness.
Samuel Jackson.
Oh, look, he's flying. No, not the Rocket Samuel Jackson was good, but the whole movie's fucking hilarious. But like when they had that guy, he was like, I'll do it. And Will Ferrell was like, you won't do it. And he's like, I'm trying to reverse psychology. And then he looks the other way, he's like, oh, look, he's flying. The guy jumped.
That movie is one of the greatest cop movies of all time.
And, hey, other guys is top 5, bro. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That's a great film.
That's a great fucking movie.
Let's hook up old Kyle to a harness, slap him to the computer.
No, we're not doing that. How
Well,
dare you.
he could fall. He's just not going to end up hitting the ground.
He's fine.
God, you're boring.
Well, okay. Just so you
Like,
guys
even
know,
drop comedy. Fuck me. Go get your hair done.
here you go.
He's what?
It's a dragon.
Look at that shit! You put that together fast. That would take me 3 months.
No, dude, this guy, you should see him with. Well, I'm sure you've seen him with his Lego builds.
Yeah.
He gets
Okay.
on it, dude.
I enjoy it. I'm almost done. So there's just a little bit more I got to figure out.
Not
with Lego.
done? Fuck.
No,
Oh,
I
so
still got one more leg to do.
I have a
Like-
question for everybody.
All
Uh-oh.
right. That's gonna go bad. Sure.
It's kind of a poll, I guess, but regardless, how would, if you found out that you had, I don't know, a certain amount of time to live, a short amount of time to live, you got like fucking cancer or whatever,
Great. Thank you.
how would you take yourself out? Or would you?
I don't think I could.
Nope.
Yeah, I couldn't. There's no way. I couldn't do it to my family. There's no fucking
I thought
way.
about that.
God, this is going dark real quick. I love it.
No,
I'd do
I had cancer. I actually, it's in remission now, but
Hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Good job,
I
man.
went through my head.
Congratulations.
I got kids, dude. I got a wife. I got everything.
I mean,
Yeah,
but you were
suck up every
definitely,
minute I
you're
can.
definitely, okay, but you're definitely gonna die. That's
I'm gonna
that's
suck
the-
up every minute
you're
I can. and
definitely-
take the pain.
gonna die in this scenario. Dad, you're not, there's no way around it.
Okay.
You're gonna die.
I'm going to try to, hopefully, by then, I've established enough business relationships in my life to where my last days, I can make a lot of money for my kids and my family after I go. You know what I mean? So,
Walter White it. I got it.
I'm going to try to, monetize the fuck out of my death. Like, if I got 6 months to live, fuck it, I'm going live
But you-
every day.
Hey, do you remember that guy who went on Oprah who was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this as a speech for my kids," and then he toured the country and made like mad bank,
Yep.
and then he was like, and then he's gone, and you're like, "Well, his kids will be okay." You're like, "That's not a bad way to go, I have to admit," but
I agree.
just
Line
think
up all
about
my ducks and enjoy the time I have left with my loved ones.
like,
You know?
what other choices do you have, right? Like, let's just, you know.
Right. I mean, if you're out there and your entire family's already gone and you're talking to nobody, that's a whole different story than if you got people.
No, I
depending-
mean like right now, if you found out.
Oh yeah, right now, yeah. There's no way. I just.
So he's
whatever.
like, so you're in an airplane, and the pilot gets on the radio and says, everybody's gonna die. And the guy next to you starts fucking this other person. What are you gonna do? Is that what you're saying?
Put my finger in his
No, I mean
butthole
if
and
you
see what
found out
happens.
tomorrow, you know, if you, I guess I have a different point of view. I have a different point of view.
And then all of a sudden the plane doesn't crash.
Hey, you guys want to hear something really funny? One time, I was at a show and 2 guys went up before me. One guy had just lost his grandpa, and his grandpa was like really important in his life. And the second guy was just a shitty comic, and both of them like talked about killing themselves constantly, and so the whole show was like super more, and they were the first 2 out of the gate. And then the guy introduces me. Now this is when I'm still like peak 500 pounds. I get on stage and he's like, "All right, here's a nice friendly comic," and I'm like, "I have never been introduced as a friendly comic, and I am not nice." But since we're having such a great time talking about killing ourselves, I'm like, "I'll tell you how I would do it." And then I go on to explain. I'm like, "What you do is you get the Kevlar fishing wire, like the super strong, but like almost invisible stuff. You tie that into a noose. You stand up on a chair, but then you super glue your hands to the side of your head. So when you do hang yourself, it actually decapitates you. But when they find you, it looks like you've ripped off your own head." And I'm like, that is the ultimate way to go. And that's what I would do.
That's fantastic.
I mean, if I knew that I was going to be in like torture prison for the rest of my life, see, I think the better question would be if you knew you got, something was going to be revealed, it was going to just destroy you, and you were going to end yourself out of shame. How would you do it like that?
No, that's gay.
I would have.
Super gay. Yeah.
I would definitely take out like a whole bunch of people that I did piss me off. Like, go to the angered women's conference or something and just start fucking.
Joe, the fact that you're, if I would be very surprised that you're not on an FBI watch list by now.
I don't
Oh,
know.
at least one. At least one. Let's not
I mean,
be ridiculous.
Some
do whatever.
bad studying you.
I don't know. It's you give a bunch of different people different intel as you go. Stay a long time, Dino. Stay for a while. We got a lot of stuff to cover. And if you tell a bunch of different people different info, nobody knows what you're actually thinking. And if you have no agenda at all, then you're really dangerous. You really are.
Where did
They don't
Dorito-
know what to do with people with no agenda, bro. They do not.
Did Dorito just bounce?
I think he did.
Sorry, buddy. Oh well.
no.
That's okay. Maybe we can get back to something positive. Just
Maybe
so
we could be happy again.
Did we mention Jews? That's usually when people bounce.
why are you doing this to me, bro? Have we talked about the racial undertones in the country? Like, oh,
Well,
okay.
Puerto Rican independence. What about Puerto Rico?
Y'all want to know how I would do it?
Sure.
If I had cancer, I'm gonna stick with my original thought and not some weird. I'm gonna die in shame. Fuck you, Joe.
I like
Fucking
that.
queer.
Like, fuck you. I'm gonna beat cancer to the punch.
It is. If I catch cancer, I'm killing myself. Like if I catch real cancer, not like the.
But why? Hold on.
Be
I
all
want
right
to
here.
understand why. Why do you feel like you just want to be like, nah, you can't take me. I take myself out.
Yeah, no, like I'm not gonna let my family see me like wither away. Fuck that. I'm gonna die a man. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna figure out a way. I'm gonna take a loan out. I'm gonna borrow some money. I don't care. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get my hands on some real money to go on one of those lion hunts. The big game
safari.
trophies.
All
And
right.
I'm gonna wrestle a tiger or a lion or a bear or whatever and let it kill me to death. Like
Just
that's
do that
how I'm
to
gonna
zoo.
go
Why
out.
you
A
spend all
moose?
that money
I'm gonna
to
let a
go over
moose
there
take me
and
out.
go to the zoo?
Yeah,
And
I'm
for
I'm
one,
gonna die by animal, man.
you're dying of cancer. They're not gonna let you board a fucking plane, you dumbass. This plane's
I'll get on a boat. I don't care. I'll swim. I don't give a
I
fuck.
think you're allowed to go on a plane.
I'm gonna die by nature, the way nature intended.
I don't think they could stop you from getting on a plane because you have cancer, Joey.
I mean, is all his machines gonna be all the fucking go? He can barely walk at this point.
my dad was dying from
Really?
cancer, and he flew
Go to
back
the
from Florida.
hospital.
He said before that, not hospice. Like,
Yeah.
So you get diagnosed with stage 1 throat cancer. The first thing you're gonna do is board a plane to Kenya and fucking just jump at a lion.
I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna
Hey.
make sure everybody knows what's up.
Bro.
I'm not gonna just like leave right that
Hey.
second.
Get that passport. I can help you. I can get you to fight a polar bear like within 2 weeks. Like straight up, we can do that.
I gotta be dying first.
There's a zoo like half hour away. We can like
If
the
y'all want
Toronto
to
Zoo.
monetize it, fine. That's fine. But I gotta be dying first.
Listen, I'll cut your kid in it. It's fine. It's cool. Don't worry.
Hey Cole, do you remember several years ago when that exotic animal zoo in like Guernsey County or some shit had like 50 lions and tigers escape and they shot them all dead? Do you remember that?
Like in South Ohio?
I remember
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
It was like a whole like, bro. They like let loose everything.
Bro, there's always some weird zoo shit going on because Harambe was in Cincinnati. There's always some weird animal shit going on in Ohio. South Ohio specifically.
that is what a zoo is.
Oh god.
I don't know.
Dude, I love the zoo. The zoo is my favorite place to go in Cleveland.
I bet you're back to your family. You fucking ape.
I feel like I'm like, why am I going to go watch all these depressed animals? Like,
That's a little bit, right? Like
That's not
sometimes-
everybody
Hey,
says it. I don't see it that way. I see it as look at the cheetah, look at the tiger, look at the fish.
Well, I
look
mean,
at the
it's like
shark.
some animals would be extinct if we didn't have zoos. I mean, I think we have to
Thanks,
acknowledge that. But for some of it, does seem kind of depressing. They're just standing there all day, fucking doing whatever they do, and people are scoffing at them. They used to have human zoos back in the day, bro. Look up, it's fucking horrible. Seriously, they had
yeah. Well, that's a
they
real
had-
thing.
in New York City. They fucking took some kid, some black kid who was an orphan, fucking put him in a cage, and fucking for like 30 years he was a Central Park and just grew up or whatever. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. Bro, that was a real thing for a long time, and it's like, ooh,
That is the craziest thing ever. I didn't know that.
hey,
Yeah,
It
those
wasn't-
aren't the white people that we are. That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna see, we need more delineation of white people because, like, there's like that class of white people who did that shit, and that's none of us. You know what I mean? Like, my ancestors did not have people in zoos. I looked it up. Like that shit did not happen. I didn't benefit from that labor at all directly.
No.
You know what I mean? So
Bro,
I
Yeah,
floated on the back of the Mayflower with the tin roof. That was my family lineage.
Dude, I'm like what, second generation here? Like, fuck.
Yeah. I'm first, bro. I'm first generation. I'm like, oh yeah, I have no guilt whatsoever. So you guys can talk shit all you want, but I do not care. Like, you're white. I'm like, I'm Greek. We used to be called the N-word. Just calm down. So
I got
That-
family members like married slaves. So, like,
Greeks not apply. That's what we used to say outside Dino's house.
bro,
Just with the Dino
hey.
though.
the funny thing is, so in like I think it was 1912, there was actually a lynching that was race based, and it was a Greek person in Toronto. Like that was the one of the last
Christ.
lynches in Toronto,
that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life
Yeah.
coming from America.
bro. So it's like, yeah, like it was a whole thing.
They'll
Or it was
lynch white
like
people there?
1920 Greeks. It was a Greek guy, and you're like, yeah, so that's horrible. I don't know what to say, and it's like,
Was it because he was Greek or because he fucked somebody's wife? Come on.
no.
Was it
It
really
was-
a race thing?
So actually, what happened was, because remember, Greece was
You
on.
stole my pita!
No. So a
Where's
veteran
my
came
Hummer,
in.
bitch?
A veteran came into a restaurant and was acting belligerent and starting fights. So they were like, "Hey, you got to go." But it was like a Greek veteran of the Canadian Army was like, "Hey, man, you can't be doing that." So he made it into a, "Oh, this guy hates veterans," and he's like, "No, I serve too. What the fuck is going on here?" And everything went to shit. And then they actually killed the guy. Yeah,
Jesus.
fucked up.
Look what
Yeah,
fucked
man.
up. Why am I laughing?
Like it is funny, but like not in a good way.
There's nothing funny about it.
And people always talk about, oh, drowning would be the worst way to go, or burned alive or something. Imagine being lynched. Fuck, that'd be horrible. Like just a mob comes after you and just drags you from wherever you're at. 3, 4, 5 guys, just you can't control it, and they fucking, you're gonna die today, boy. And then they fucking put a rope on your neck and tie you from a tree. It's gotta be like the worst, most everything ever. Especially if you didn't do nothing. Like it's so horrible to think about.
Oh yeah, bro, that's fucking terrifying, right? Like,
I would take somebody with me.
oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, at that
Kyle,
point, I'm
you have the
probably grabbing
ability
gun.
to. You'll grab somebody. You have the
Yeah.
fucking wingspan of
Yeah.
a fucking albatross.
That's why I'm
I
like,
feel,
oh,
I
yeah,
feel like I'm 5 guys. I don't know. Maybe I'll kill one. I'll hurt at least another one.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They'll be
no,
taking you down because they thought they were taking down Shrek. Like, get rid of the ogre.
bro, that was one of the funny things that used to be like, yeah, the reason why I try and be nice to people is so they don't chase me with pitchforks and torches. Okay, like that's a
really
real
lame.
thing.
That's a lame reason to be nice to people, Dino.
Okay, but now I'm like, oh, now that I've lost weight, I hate fat people, so it's fair. It's a reasonable thing,
I've been feeling that way last like 3 weeks. or
bro.
so.
Because you know what, I was a top tier type of fat person, but people are horrible now. I'm like, I don't know.
I was
Oh,
like, this isn't the type of fat I've been around.
I forget who it was, but somebody was like, "You can't be fat and a bitch." You know?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely not. You better
Yeah.
be funny or like cool
Yeah.
or super smart.
You need a redeeming quality in some way. Right?
Something. You know? And people are just like, oh no, I'm just a hateful piece of shit. And you're like, oh well, okay, that's on you then. I can't really help you.
I was at Sheets the other day, and this like fat couple were just standing at the Coke fountain for like the whole time. I had to give up. I was like, I'll just get gas. Like they're just taking, and that's right when I started. I was like, I really don't like fat people anymore.
They're,
Like-
they're a bit of a nuisance. I'm just saying.
I'm like, why are you at the Coke fountain that long? Like, what are you trying to decide?
Yeah, it's not that kind of Coke. You don't need time. Just get it done. Okay, relax. You don't have to hang out for that long just trying to look at the Coke. Just
Right.
relax. Calm down.
Old
Okay,
gas
people.
station pop, 69 cents for fucking 44 ounces, bro.
44 gallon of soda.
Bro.
What are they
Oh,
they
yeah,
have that
cola.
still. I think it's still at the what's that one? It's the they use
Leader
those
of cola?
at the end of
Leader
the game.
cola.
The big
So-
gulp.
The leader
Yeah,
of cola.
the big gulp, but there's the one that's at what the fuck is the name of that gas station? It's on you're not from this like Circle K. Circle K.
Circle K. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 59 cents for a 44 ounce.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And Circle K actually has like a membership. If you pay like $6 a month, you can get free drinks, as many free drinks as you want. But I'm like, that's insane. That's ridiculous. I don't need that many
The
drinks.
idea of a membership to a gas station is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life, and it's rampant. It is rampant because do you have a membership? Do you want it? No. Like, but it's free. I don't care. Fuck off.
Yeah, imagine the type of person has a Circle K membership.
Well, my membership, like I have PC points, and that works at like ESO. Like, it's not. I wouldn't
But
call it
that's-
a membership though.
But I don't like that. But that's the whole thing is you're like, okay, I collect points because that may give me some sort of benefit. But people are just like, no, we're going to send you emails about all the deals we have at our
Yeah.
gas station. What in the fuck are you talking about? You
I mean, yeah,
insane
if you get cheaper gas, sure. But the $5.99 thing, the $5.99 a month at Circle K is just for drinks. It's just a drink subscription.
Yeah, just
That's
absolutely
so
fucking-
much pop, dude. Who the fuck drinks that much pop?
And,
but like-
and one a day? Yeah, no.
I'm like, you can. I'm like, that's like nothing though.
You ever
I-
see? Sometimes I'll go to the gas station in the morning, like to get a cigar some of the way to work, and like, dude, you see these long crews and the Mexicans and whatever they're doing. You can always tell because they always have the fucking fluorescent vest and shit on. And they fucking buy 3, 4, 5 of these fucking Red Bulls every day. There's a reason these people die at 50. It's not because they overworked themselves. It's because they're fucking drinking 3, 4, 5 Red
Bro,
Bulls.
you can't do that, eh? Like, there's a lot more studies that are like, oh, if you drink 2 energy drinks a day, your kidneys are absolutely fucked right now. And you're like, oh, okay, good. I remember we went to a party. I drank, it must have been like 12 vodka Red Bulls.
Oh my.
So I was like super shit faced and awake all at the same time. It was a fun night. I had a good time.
I've never had an energy drink.
I used to play Jaeger Bomb Pong, but Jaeger Bomb Pong.
Oh, that sounds like a fun time.
We just take shots of Jaeger and add
never-
Red Bull and then play beer
How
pong
is-
with it.
Kyle, you don't drink coffee, you don't drink tea, really.
Yeah, what
and-
is your vice, man? Just women that don't like you?
oh,
Yeah.
Same.
Him off hard, baby. That's his deal. Man,
That
I'm
one was way
aggressive.
too accurate.
aggressive there, Cole.
I
Shit.
couldn't help it. I've had a little bit of drink.
Are you friends with that guy I pissed off earlier?
Yeah, where did he go? He just like he was like gone. He all of a
He's
sudden-
like, whoop, 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 and
happiness came back. He might still be watching. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Girl, we're a member of this. There's this group called North Olmsted Community Group, and they made us mods of it. It's a whatever group, but like, there's so many requests for this fucking duct cleaning. Like, it's so mind-boggling. Like, what is this shit? Every
Oh,
fucking
the scam? I see
yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
why does this gotta keep going? Some of these scams are so odd. You ever seen the one in the group where the person's like, "Oh, my kid just passed away, and I just bought a PS5."
Yeah.
What is that? Like, what is their
It's
obsession with
weird, dude. There's also jobs. They're like offering weird jobs. They're like $35 an hour. I'm like, you're trafficking people.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. They're coming up. They're showing up for the job, and you're putting them in a van against their will. And they wake up in like Yugoslavia.
Okay,
Like,
can I come? I want to come. I want to enjoy. Okay.
But it's just so.
So,
they're getting dicks in their mouth, Dino.
oh, no. I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do the wieners in the mouth. Okay. I like having my
Just
wieners-
in the mouth. That's the only place you draw the line.
Listen, I've seen the size of shits I take. I'll handle it. That's fine. But if for my it better, there better be a gun to my head or a lot of money at stake.
Well,
Either
we're gonna be fun in Buffalo. We're gonna have some fun.
Oh, God.
as long as we go to Cracker Barrel, I'm good. I love Cracker Barrel, by the way. All right.
Cracker Barrel's good. I fuck with the. I don't go there too often. Just
Hold on,
because
hold on.
It's so salty.
Listen, you fucks.
I had a boss in Phoenix, bro. He loved the Cracker Barrel. We went to that bitch fucking 3 times a week.
Oh shit! It's done.
All right. So it's done, guys.
Look at
There you go.
that.
It's fantastic.
I didn't know it wasn't done before.
Oh, that's now it's got all the accoutrements.
I'm about to disorient tonight.
What's his
and-
name?
Fucking dragon. What
That's Mushu.
is it? Mushu.
Dude, they asked me what my name. I named my dragon Chad.
That's a good solid name. All right, give me a second. I gotta
Most
go.
dragons do look like a Chad, though.
So I'm just like, I'm like he gets all the ladies, but he's not a good one.
You fucks keep on talking. Give me a second.
I don't know. You're
It's
staring
more
at me
serious.
weirdly, Dino.
From Mulan. Yeah, any of y'all ever seen Mulan? I know Joe's seen Mulan. He's got kids my age.
I saw
have never seen
the live
Mulan.
action.
Never seen Mulan? It is the greatest Disney movie of all time.
What about Who Framed Roger Rabbit? That was better.
That wasn't a Disney movie.
Close enough.
I wasn't a fan of that movie anyway.
I don't know what. I mean, I'd have to see a list of top Disney movies before I make that decision. I mean,
I'm really bullshitting. That's not the greatest movie of all time, Disney movie wise. It's just a good one. I'm just
Really,
being
like,
hyperbolic.
Your statement.
I'm like 8 White Claws in now.
he's a Disney adult. He's coming out as a Disney adult.
I am a Disney adult, Joe. I just never want to tell you. I do like Disney. There's some good. I wouldn't go to like Disney, but I like watching it.
I would go to the Star Wars world part. I would definitely see that, but that's about the only way you could sell me on it. There's no way I'm gonna pay whatever it is and then like get apps and study strategies. I don't have that kind of time at my age.
Star Wars is the part that I wouldn't go to.
Really?
If there was any part I would go, if I was like, I'm gonna go to Disneyland, I would be like, but you got to miss one part of Disneyland. I'd be like, Star Wars for sure.
I've been there twice. I went there in 2008, 2013. It's I don't know.
When did I go? I went to the one in Florida.
Yeah,
I was like 9, so like 2003, maybe ish, 2002.
I look at it, I'd rather just buy a season pass to Cedar Point for $100 a piece and fucking have fun out there. Same fucking shit, really.
I wish it wasn't so fucking expensive so my kid can go.
Cedar Point's only $100 for a season pass, bro.
Cedar Point? I was talking about Disney. I don't do roller coasters.
Oh, why not? Are you a giant pussy? What's the deal?
Yeah. What about me doesn't strike giant pussy into your heart?
Roller coasters are fucking bitch made shit, dude. They're easy. Why are you afraid of these things, bro?
I wasn't in the military, so I didn't ever experience real fear. The closest thing that I had to real fear is I got pulled over with bags and a scale in my car. Okay, like that's it. So I don't do like roller coasters and guns. Okay.
I don't fit on roller coasters anymore.
Well, that's a valid excuse. I can roll with that.
I love them. I miss them now. But
some of them are really tight. There's some coasters that if I was like, 2-3 inches taller, maybe 50 pounds heavier, I would not be able to fit on.
I have a car. Like I can go 60 miles an hour. Why the fuck do I gotta be like in an open, weirdly not secure, seatbelted, fucking anchored machine that is known to kill people? Like
at Universal Studios, by the way. So I haven't fit on a roller coaster ride since like 2003. Okay. And I went to like Six Flags in like Darien Lake, something down there. This past time at Universal Studios, my shoulders wouldn't fit. And I was like, it wasn't my belly, just my shoulders. Fuck yeah. It's pretty good. I did get kicked off one ride, but fuck it.
No, I don't.
What'd you get kicked off the ride for? Did you show your balls?
No, my shoulders were too big. They couldn't make it. I'm like, could you just push down? They're like, we're not allowed to push down. I'm like, you're gay. Because they were like, because I put it down and I got 1 click and they're like, it needs 3 clicks. I'm like, push it. They're like, we're not allowed. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Push it. And they're like, no. And I'm like, I can't push it down on me. That's not how pushing works.
No.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I heard that.
But hey. So, fun times. But
what are you weighing at now, Dino?
right now, I'm 260.
And you couldn't fit
That
in a
means he's
fucking
280. He's 280 if he says he's 260.
Shut up, Joe.
Fucking asshole with his.
That's what your scale probably
Yeah,
said.
your fucking shit voodoo scale, you prick.
you missed it, Cal. These guys come over and Dino's like, oh, this and that. He ate a bunch of fucking edibles, and she's like, I can't remember what it was. It's like, I weigh 270 or something. And he came out like 302. There's like 30 pounds every what it is.
Hey, but then no, Joey's the only one who's like, I'm 248. Weighs in 248. Okay. I get on 304. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I got on it. It said
Hold
like
on, I'm
275.
Yeah, and he's like, what is happening right now? I'm like, okay, no, absolutely not.
He got me again, though. I came back a few months later, stepped out, I said 279. I'm like, fuck you, Joe. I don't know what this is a bullshit. I immediately got on my scale and dropped 20 pounds somehow.
Because that makes sense.
Well, you got to go down to the.
I probably wouldn't buy drugs from him.
Hey, if you heard some stories, you probably would. I put a couple people in the emergency room. It is what it is, man. It's Some
Yeah, I
people
almost died.
overestimate their tolerance, bro.
Joe's got that
I
fentanyl
almost
weed.
died, but I'll
Goddamn.
still, I'll come over there and I'll eat 10 next time. I don't care. Let's do it.
Right. Dino loves them bitches. Dino's the only one with walls who's ever come over to eat them bitches.
Bro,
Joe,
they were damn
Joe.
good, bro.
I believe
Joe, did you ever hear the story about him leaving your house that night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he puked. It was great.
He threw up all over.
I didn't throw up all over. I got out of your
He
car.
threw up all
went,
over
"Oh, I
my
don't feel
parking
good."
lot, bro.
I-
He filled
no,
the
I
parking
didn't.
lot.
I threw up in one spot, and you know what Cole did? I'm gonna move my car, and then just backed his
Yeah,
car
you
up.
know why I had to move my car? Because he threw up in the car sitting next to me. Because I knew this motherfucker's gonna vandalize my car if he sees puke on his car. So I had to move my car so he doesn't think it was me, even though it technically was.
This is great. I love
Whatever,
it.
man. I had a good time.
Right, fuck it, dude. You
And
got
hey, I
You
didn't
know
throw
what
up
he
in your
said,
car.
Drew?
I
He
didn't
looked
throw
at
up in your
me.
car.
He said, he threw up. He was like, for like 10 minutes, right? And then when he's finally done, he looked at me and was like, what just happened? I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm just
No,
standing there, like,
I
looking
was
at him. I'm
fine.
like,
I was fine for the whole time, and like we got to his house, and
it
all of a
came
sudden I
out of
was like,
nowhere, bro.
"What the hell?" I got out of the car, and I'm like, and I was like, "What?" Because I was, bro, I was like, I'm high, and I'm like,
You were poisoned, bro.
And then and then Joey was like, shenanigans. Last one was poison. And that was it.
it was the THC overload.
That's
That's why when people are like, you can't overdose on weed. You can if you bake that shit into cookies. You can.
Also
Well,
true.
bake that- if you bake it into brownies.
It wasn't the weed that made him puke. It was the fucking overdose on sugar and butter. And
No,
everything
it
else.
wasn't.
9
Look at
different
Dino. Look at Dino. You think he hasn't eaten 10 cookies in
Hey,
one
bro,
sitting
hey,
before?
he was
I've eaten
fasting.
10 cookies before.
He was fasting
Multiple
before that.
times. I'm gonna go eat a sleeve of Oreos here in a minute.
That is fairly. I'll do like 2-3 sleeves like easily. It's like if I open the Oreos, if they don't have that like super sealing pack, you're like, oh well, I gotta get rid of all of them.
They're
It's
just gonna
go
be
bad.
bad. Then. They're
Yeah,
just gonna
it's-
be bad. That's
I'm
just
doing a service. Yeah,
So what time did you wake up the next day? Do you know how late did you sleep in?
11 noon, something like that.
Yeah, normal time. Nothing.
Normal time, yeah.
I only.
What time
see,
do
this
you
is-
wake up, Joe?
I appreciate hanging out with fat guys or guys who know what I eat because there's two things. Number one, they know not to make noise in the morning. They're not assholes. And number two is you always get good toilet paper. You're like those two things. You're like, bro, I moved into this house and immediately I threw out toilet paper. I'm like, no. Listen, we're not poor people. We're getting nice toilet paper. They're like, why do you need good toilet paper? I'm like, listen, I'm a big person.
Why do
I
you need good
top
toilet
tier
paper?
toilet paper. And it was fine. It was great.
I-
Very enjoyable.
I have free hotel toilet paper.
Also
Fuck
pretty
yeah.
decent.
No, hotels are shit quality toilet paper.
No,
but
it's
it's
not
free.
good
So.
quality.
His is good.
Is it?
Really?
Oh, yeah, y'all get that fucking universal healthcare toilet paper.
I'll tell you why, okay? Because when you have hands that are this big or as big as Kyle's, toilet paper has to be structurally sound or else there are more issues. This is just how it is, okay? That's just science.
Dino, is that why I'm so irritable first thing in the morning? Is because of
I
carbs
have,
and fat?
I have a theory about this.
Fat?
Is that if you don't start your day with a good shit, it will ruin it. Because I'm telling you, if you start your day, think about it this way, is a shit where you sit down and you shit immediately. And then when you go to wipe, clean sweep.
Yeah.
Like those two things,
That's not what I said.
you can't have a bad day.
That's not what I asked you at all.
Okay.
I
You're asking about the
I
carb-
said, is my irritable in the morning, first thing when I wake up, because I'm fat? That's why?
No, it's because you don't have the life you want. In time, it gets better.
Because you're
No,
fat.
I'm getting it from Joe and you. I'm getting it from all angles here.
It's not, listen, you're on a journey like we all are, and you're at a stage where you're going, fucking, right? Because you're frustrated because you're like, I know where I'm going and I know it's going to be awesome, but I got to do all this fucking work to get there. And it's
I
a
don't
lot.
like it. I don't like
Yeah.
it at all.
No, it's horrible. Nobody wants to do it, bro. Think about it this way, okay? You don't start the mine because you're like, maybe there better be gold. I'm not digging this big fucking hole if there's no gold in it, right? But then you still have to dig the hole to get the gold.
Have any of y'all ever woken up and was like, God damn it, I didn't die last night? Fuck.
Like for decades, there's at least a decade and a half that every day I was like, really? Surprised. I'm still here. That's
I mean, I'm like happy I'm alive, but like, God damn it.
You know what's like insane? Like, last night, like, alcohol is not good for your sleep, but I slept better yesterday. Fucking wasted off my. That's how bad my regular sleep is. It's fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I sleep like 2 hours and I'm up for 2 hours or fucking forever.
Which is super bad.
You need
Like-
weed. Weed helps you sleep. Straight
No,
to
it
the-
doesn't. No, it doesn't. It keeps me up.
I've literally.
He's literally hitting it. So that's the thing is, it's weed and alcohol. Will it help you get to sleep? Yes, but it's not as good of a sleep. So it's like
Yeah,
You
but it's
have
not
to
good
find
to.
that-
You don't stay.
Alcohol puts me out.
Alcohol will put me out too, but then I'm up 100 times. But now I'm up 100 times anyways, so I'm just.
I'm never up. I go right to
dying.
sleep. I sleep if I drink all night. I sleep until I am like dying to take a piss. I'm like, I gotta go now. Like that's when I wake up. That's
Yeah.
it. It's the only time.
Well, it's part of getting old, dude. I pee 2-3 times a night, man.
No, it's
just
not peeing though. I
Hey,
just
but
wake
that's
up.
not good.
That's
You
not
just wake
good.
up and you just stand. Yeah, if you're peeing like that, Joey, there's a good chance you're pre-diabetic. Be careful, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's what I'm saying.
47.
Also, like, hey,
It's just old.
get your prostate checked too.
Yeah.
I know you'll probably like it, but still, you'll probably be like 2 fingers, bro. 2 fingers. Go for it.
Yeah, Joe's got that military health care. All you motherfuckers got government health care.
Yeah, dude. The VA is like having Canada healthcare, but in the States, it's great.
Which I have to admit,
I email the VA and they send me whatever I want. If I'm like, hey, I need an inhaler, they send me an inhaler. If I need fucking Viagra, they send me Viagra. Whatever I want, they just fucking.
You gotta run in America to get what you can walk for in Canada. You got in Canada you're born with it. In America, you gotta go like stir up some shit in the Middle East.
I feel like Joey has stirred shit in a lot more countries than just the Middle East.
Oh yeah, Korea, Iraq.
Just his dumps from being there cause a problem. And he's like, well, who's shitting this big? And he's like, it's Joey. That's like,
Now, here's a question, Joe. Are the screwdrivers really better in the military than they are in civilian land? Like I
No.
heard that like orange juice vodka is just the shit when you're overseas.
it's not
in
vodka,
the
it's not
military.
OJ. I'll tell you
Well, I
that.
mean, if you're getting good stuff overseas, it's typically because it's from the foreign countries you're in.
Yeah.
Like, you get beer straight from Germany or, whatever. It's just better like that. There's no extra quality just because it's, like that.
Right. I didn't say it was
It's
a
just that-
quality thing. I feel like I was told what I was told was like a routine thing because I think the screwdriver was invented by like the Vietnam vets because all they had was orange juice given to them, orange juice and water. That was it. And they would somehow come across like little bottles of vodka, and they would just pour them right into their orange juice and drink them all day.
Those guys got to drink. Those guys got to bang hookers. They had it made in Vietnam. We couldn't
You didn't do
drink.
that. You didn't get to do all that.
You could. They had this thing called General Order Number 1. No booze, no alcohol, no fucking sexual.
What?
Yeah.
Well,
You wonder
fuck
why
that.
if you had the standards of Vietnam for modern day, half these guys wouldn't have PTSD. Most of the PTSD isn't war related. It's because it fucking drives you crazy with the nitpicking rules and all the fucking stupid shit.
It's bureaucracy running wild.
Hey, you talk about fucking. That's why all these military guys are just whatever in life because it's like you hear so many goddamn nitpicky orders over in the Middle East that you just drive you up a wall. For example, I don't think they do this anymore, but I'll give you an example. In Al-Udeid, Qatar, it's the main transport base for the Air Force coming out of the theater of operations in the desert. It's a big base. Al-Udeid, you can look it up. Huge base in Qatar.
Yeah.
They had so many people over there. They had a guy, like a senior enlisted guy, standing at the front of the chow hall, making sure everybody's dress code was up to par. Like your PT gear was proper. Like dress code monitors for it was just so much waste, and it's ridiculous, bro. That's why all these guys are fucked up because of the fucking nitpicking, dude. It kills your soul.
They
man.
got trauma for nitpicking. That's a little weak of a reason, though, right?
But it's every day. It's relentless. It's like prison, right? Like it's and you're like, but I'm working.
That's where your trauma is. Somebody was bitching about you.
beat
The thread is a little long, hanging from your coat.
I mean,
And
it's kind of like prison with a little bit of extra benefits in some of these spots. It's really ridiculous when you think about it. It's kind
Hey, my brother just got all new teeth in prison.
of nice. Good for him.
So, anyways, so it's been 4 hours. I'm going to go lie down now. So, tomorrow, 3 o'clock, we're doing Generation Dan. 4 o'clock, we're doing Hammered and Cheese for the Super Bowl pregame, and then after that, I'm gonna go hang out with Kyle and send you guys messages. Be like, this game sucks. Your balls are so small because Canadian balls in the CFL are a lot bigger. Later. Kyle just bounced.
I was like, fuck this extra. I'm out of here.
All right. See you guys later.
Later.
All right. I'll see you, dude.